New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
I hear a lot of criticisms, they don't run any plays, they just do ISOs, all these things. Not really true. From my taking a look at the game film, I mean, it seems they're playing a ton out of this delay set, which is basically the main offense pretty much every team in the league runs, with Draymond up top, Jokic up top, Towns up top, all the bigs that can handle the ball. Tons of teams are running their offense through them up top, and then it's basically just split game on both sides. It's pinned down into a dribble handoff, which ends up creating a wide open, basically free throw line pull up for Marcus Morris. You got to make that shot ultimately at the end of the day.
What's going on? This is Jailers from Nick of Time Show here, giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And you just heard a clip from our scout who's joining us today, Brian. But before I get to him, I want to get to somebody who just came back from vacation, Miss Black Girl Magic herself.
K-Steel.
What's going on, man? How you been?
I'm back.
You are back.
I'm back.
Welcome. Join us.
I'm back, baby.
Yeah, we be back, baby. And to my left is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G in the building.
Yeah, man. And today we have joining us, you heard the clip earlier today. You heard me kind of softly introduce him before. He's been in the NBA for 7 years. I know he's working as a scout. It is Scout Brian. What's going on, Brian?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We're
good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Good air quotes. Like
I'm good.
Well, Kathy's good because she just came back from vacation.
Yeah.
But I just saw the Celtics get beat the Knicks, so I'm like,
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You got to find the positivity where you can. Not much of it this season, I know.
Yeah. Next few games is gonna look about the same. So.
yeah, there's not much of it.
There's the Bucks tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to that game.
Definitely not looking forward to that game tomorrow. Definitely not. I mean, we've seen some progress though, but before we even get into like what the progress of the Knicks and what they're running and stuff, like, tell us a little about yourself and what you do in the NBA.
Yeah, so I worked in the NBA for 7 seasons, like you said. For 4 years, I was the head video coordinator with the Washington Wizards. Traveled with the team. Basically did a lot of the game planning type stuff. Almost like worked with the coaching staff on all the game plans and the player development stuff. And then 17-18, I was a regional advanced scout for the Hawks and Raptors. And overall it was 7 years in the NBA, a couple years for Gary Williams at the University of Maryland, and now I'm on Twitter and YouTube and all that Scout with Brian.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm not sure if you can divulge this or not. So, as you were a scout for the Raptors and you was playing the Knicks, was there something you saw that's like, listen, I'm watching all the tape. We need to attack this immediately, and that's an easy win.
No, I mean it's the scouting in the NBA is basically just like it's almost like spying. It's you basically just steal the play calls. So when I'd scout the Knicks, I would go watch. I think it was Hornacek mostly at the time, but just watch Jeff Hornacek all game. And if at 10 minutes he called elbow fist, and 9 minutes he called thumb down 45 or whatever the play calls were, you pretty much just watch the coach and steal the play calls. So, no, there was, when I was full-time with the Wizards, like I said, I did a lot more of the in-depth game planning, and then it was mostly the triangle and, all the fill stuff. When I was an advanced scout, it was pretty much just watching Hornacek and trying to grab some of the play calls.
See, Hornacek, okay, Hornacek actually, I feel like, ran an offense sometimes, I know Knicks fans feel like Fizdale doesn't exactly run an offense. How do you see any fist calls from Fizdale during the game? Do you feel like he runs an offense for the Knicks?
Yeah, he does. I mean, and that's what I'm not sure exactly which clip you use, but what I tried to show is that they're basically running the same sets that pretty much every team in the NBA runs. They run pistol, they run delay. They run some chin motion stuff. I mean, the sets are almost identical to just about every team. I think, to me, I think it's just a clear lack of personnel. I know obviously fans are are disappointed, and you could argue that a few of their guys should have developed a little better, and they could have certainly been a little more competitive in a few of these games. But if you ask me, I think they have a bottom three roster in the NBA, and a bottom three roster, usually gets you a bottom three type record. So to me, I think it's mostly on the offer.
Which the Knicks do have at the moment.
Yeah, currently we're at bottom two, so kind of right on track to what you're kind of alluding to. But you started off the clip talking about the Knicks not running as much isolation as you think, but the Knicks are top 10 in isolation play. So how does that work? Like, what do you see? Why do you think the Knicks are top 10 in isolation plays, but yet they're running plays? Can you speak to that?
Yeah,
or?
so, I think that number, I guess, is from Synergy. Is that where you probably get that from?
Yeah, I believe
saying
so.
that they're top 10. Yeah, so people use that, but basically the issue with that is that, Synergy will track only how possession ends. So they could run 5 down screens, 10 pick and rolls, and if the play ends with the possession ends with Marcus Morris going ISO with 6 seconds on the shot clock, the only thing that's going to count is the Marcus Morris ISO towards the synergy tracking, which just makes no sense because, if they ran 10 pick and rolls, like I said, literally none of those get tracked by synergy if the possession ends with something other than a pick and roll. So, I basically just caution people that number is very misleading. I mean, I think obviously they certainly do end a lot of possessions with Randall ISOing or Morris ISOing, whatever it may be. But they're still starting possessions running, delay, like I said, the same play the Warriors run, with Draymond 30 times a game, and they run, pistol for Frank, and they run, a few like flex-type post-up plays. And, they have an offense. They just, like I said, don't really have players that can really thrive in it. Yeah, I think the ISO thing is misleading because Fizz certainly isn't coming down the court yelling, ISO Morris, ISO Randall, or running plays to get an ISO. I think they just have a lot of their plays end up breaking down and end up, resulting in that because they can't get something out of the pick and roll or out of the motion type stuff before that.
Okay, so you actually answered my follow-up question was, what do you think? Why do you think it's resulting in ISOs? But you kind of answered that. You feel like the plays are breaking down, causing him to go ISO. Okay, cool. So
yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, like I said, every team is pretty much running a pretty similar structure to get going, and a lot of times it's like Randall will have the ball up top. The delay stuff, like I said, is the same thing, that Draymond runs, and they'll go, a down screen into a handoff, and RJ or Knox or whoever, Tree or, whoever it is comes off from the corner and gets a handoff. And, if it's Golden State, it's been Steph and Clay coming off that action and shooting the ball, when it's the Knicks guys, it's guys that, just don't have a lot of confidence coming off that stuff to shoot yet. And, they do try to, I think, keep the ball moving, but ultimately, yeah, like you said, when it gets to 6-7 seconds on the shot clock, you've kind of got to get going and find somebody that can at least get a shot off, and that's when Morris and Randall try to go to work. And I think they're just, unfortunately, compared to the rest of the league, they're obviously bottom tier, ISO players. They're not keeping up with the LeBrons and ADs and those guys. So that's what you get.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I mean, for me, I know last season, I felt like Randall in particular, his numbers were a lot better. And I guess people kind of attribute that to the type of shots he's getting. And I know me personally, I wonder why there aren't certain plays run for him that are similar to what the Pelicans run. I don't know the exact names of the plays, but I know it's like a lot of. I feel like something that's similar to what the Knicks run for Randall, not for Randall, for RJ, where RJ kind of runs off a curl play and then goes to the basket. I feel like I've seen some of that stuff run for Randall last year, and he's been successful with it. Do you see the Knicks run that? Is that just me, or do you notice that as well?
No, I mean, there could certainly be some validity to that. I mean, I think the issue with Randall is that they're trying to have him be really the focal point of an offense and have a much higher usage rate and kind of run stuff through him a lot more, even than the Pelicans did. I think with the Pelicans, when you're playing alongside Drew and you're playing alongside AD for a lot of the season, it's just kind of when you're the fourth or fifth option on the court, it's a little easier to kind of, sneak some of those curl plays in, like you said, to have him handle the ball once in a blue moon and guys just aren't prepared for it, and he was able to really, thrive as kind of the fourth option last season. This season when you ask him to be the first or second option, obviously it's a different ball game. And what I've been surprised by is just how inconsistent his three ball is. I think that's been disappointing to me because I think he is getting good looks and he's open from there a lot. But yeah, he's just not making shots, obviously.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do have a question though. This is Ryan from the Nick of Time show. Watching Knicks games, right? Like I do see what you're talking about when you say that Fizdale runs plays, and the Knicks just aren't able to, I guess, execute a lot of times because they don't have the personnel. But sometimes when I watch the games in the fourth quarter, like I see sometimes like they don't even run much motion. They just end up just giving the ball to just Randall or Morris and just be like, go to work. Like, what do you think is the reason for that? Like, is it due to the same like breakdowns in plays, or you think like the players don't really have the confidence, like you said, to like really run the plays and be successful? So they just decide like, all right, you know what, we're just going to give the ball to Morris or Randall early in the shot clock and just have them go to work.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good question. I think for the most part, like just around the NBA as a whole, and if you talk to coaches, they'll say the same thing. Like playoff basketball, fourth quarter basketball, it usually tends to be a lot more, less of the set plays and motion and stuff that you might have seen all game. Usually the last 5 minutes come down to, Giannis isoing, Harden isoing, Luka just controlling the ball, and I think for whatever reason, I mean, I think coaches maybe just get worried about turnovers if you're kind of running more motion types, and it just kind of gets to be more of a one-on-one game, and that's just kind of the way it is around the league. I mean, I think it's fair to say, you could certainly make an argument that since the Knicks don't really have guys that are great at that, they should find a way to keep running plays and try to, execute better and do things that way. But yeah, I mean, I think league-wide, it's kind of, that's just the way it always is, that at the end of the games, it just turns into kind of one-on-one basketball.
Yeah, all right. And to the Knicks' credit, I do feel like they started to do that more in the last 2 or 3 games. But I had the ISO at the end of the games, like the first Philly game was maddening. The game where Randall had RJ wide open in the corner and he decides to go in the middle was maddening. The Charlotte game when Coach tried to throw the ball to Randall at the foul line to go to work by himself, that like stuff like that makes fans pull their hair out and go, "Come on, Fizz! Like you the coach, take reins." So I mean, I do. However, I have softened on the that Fizz doesn't run plays point of view though.
Yeah.
But I still feel like he has to. His in-game adjustments still need to be worked on, and like you said, the fourth quarter play calling also has to be worked on as well. Also, I guess last question, I guess, or topic, the point guard play too, because I know I wanted more pick and roll from Frank. I felt like he pretty okay running it with Porzingis. He did pretty okay running it in France. I feel like Frank is starting to run it now with Fizz and with the Knicks in these last 2 games as maybe I don't know if Fizz is getting more comfortable with him doing it or what, but what do you think about the lack of point guard play from the Knicks and the pick and roll usage for them? Do you feel like it was too low or?
I think that's that's kind of Frank's skill set, and he is like you said, good at reading that and making the pocket pass and finding some kickouts. I think just kind of the fatal flaw of him so far in his career, at least, has been the lack of a shot. And if defenses are able to game plan pretty much to go under every pick and roll with him, it's hard to just run 30, 40 pick and rolls with Frank a game if they're going under everything. You can obviously try to keep rescreening and keep bringing it down lower and lower. But, I think Frank needs to just have the confidence to, even if it's a elbow jump or even if it's a mid-range pull-up, to take those shots when defenses go under and make them respect it. That was something, just speaking from personal experience, like with John Wall in D.C., he's never been a great shooter. He's still, even recently not a great shooter, but he made himself a respectable three-point shooter in the league, kind of had a respectable, right elbow pull-up at times. And before he had that, defenses just went under every single pick and roll, and it's impossible to run pick and roll offense if they're going under everything. So, I think Frank's starting to play with more confidence, and Fizz is starting to trust him more. And when he has confidence to shoot the ball, it's a much better thing. But it's just I don't think there's any head coach in the league that would run 40 pick and rolls a game for Frank. With just the way he shoots the ball, at least right now.
Right.
38%, 2 from 3. But if he keeps improving that, I think certainly that is his skill set, and as much of that as they can run would be great for sure.
Yeah, I'm comfortable right now. I'm just let him run right now. At this point, we 4 wins in. We got nothing to lose. We only got young guards anyway. Elfrid Payton got a bad calf. Hey Frank, run pick and roll all day. At least you're shooting away from home. I think he was shooting like 50% from 3 or something crazy.
He's more confident.
Away from home than in MSG.
The whole team more confident away from home.
I mean, mostly. I mean, Randall's getting him up though. Randall's getting him up.
Very good. I have one question. I don't really have the words for this, and I'm not sure if anyone asked this before, but what would be the solve to this coaches, players problem that the Knicks have? Like, trying to find plays that the Knicks players can actually run, and Fizz, actually, creating a play that, makes sense for us. Does it, fall on the players to, step up and kind of run the play properly, or does it fall on Fizz to, find a play that, fits with the players that he has?
Yeah, I've just, I've said a few times there's no magical offense. There's just no $1 million scheme. Like I said, the league is. Say that again.
I said you pretty much said we suck.
There's no solve to this.
No, 90% of the league is a copycat league. Everybody's running the same plays. At the end of the day, it's not about X's and O's. It's about Jills and Joes. And I know, fans love to, everybody, the coaching is the easy target, and everybody always thinks their coach could do a little better. And Fizz is still, he's a young coach in the league. He's still learning. He certainly can improve in some things, but if you told me, starting lineup of Frank, Barrett, Gibson, Randall, Knox lost to the Celtics, I'm not the least bit surprised. It's just it's an inferior team. So I like I said, I think the lack of development with Knox is a little concerning. I think that's something you could certainly whether that's on the coaching and the development staff, or maybe if just he wasn't the right draft pick to begin with potentially. But I just think the problems to me, like I said, are much more about getting the right players in there and finding 5 quality starters to start off with. And once you at least do that, then you could talk about being competitive and trying to be a playoff team.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. People were really surprised, because I was doing the post-game show with CP. People were really surprised that we got beat by 30 points to the Toronto Raptors, and it was really up in arms and upset about it. I was like, I'm not surprised at all. What is the Toronto Raptors?
I think it's more so because the Raptors lost, key players, and the players that actually are playing right now, they're not too familiar with.
Right, but the Raptors was balling without Kawhi. No one was paying attention to that.
That doesn't mean that those players weren't good. I think everybody's just surprised because there's no Kawhi, there's no Green. You know.
And basically Siakam this year is like a young Kawhi.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And not only that, we're the worst 3-point defending team in the entire NBA, and the Raptors are the best at shooting threes. So. Yeah, I expected that. Yeah. I felt like everybody overreacted to that loss, but that's another whole nother topic. Okay, last question to get you out of here. So you do feel like Fizz is actually a good coach. So Any word of advice to Knicks fans? Do you feel like you should tell them to hang in there?
It's gonna be a long season.
I mean, yeah, I think you know, he's a Spo disciple. LeBron obviously really likes him and swears by him, and I think there's a lot of, when you have Wade and LeBron and those guys firmly in your camp, and you're running, the same stuff Spo ran, and I think he clearly has a good demeanor with the players. I think the players respect him. They play hard for him. I think he's trying to develop a defensive identity, and I've seen plenty of games this season where I thought they did really defend hard, and it's defense is something too, where it's like, if you lose a game 110 to 99, everybody's only talking about how they're not running plays or how the offense isn't good enough, but like, holding teams in the NBA to 100, 105, 110 is hard to do nowadays. I think they do a lot of things defensively that people maybe don't appreciate as much because, you don't know exactly like what you're seeing and they're little things. But, I think, like I said, I think they're a gritty team. I think they have more of an identity than last season. I think they've been competitive in a decent number of games, obviously not as many as they should be. But, yeah, I think for sure it's in my opinion at least, it's too early to give up on him as a Knicks coach. I think the people that really should be answering questions are the people that put this team together, and you got to make sure you have the right people choosing the players. So
that was going to be my final question.
I see that's spurred another question to me actually, because I'm sorry, I have another final. I don't mean to keep you on too long. I just have more questions every time you talk. The switching thing, right? I do agree that the defense is way better than people are giving it credit for. It is hard to hold teams to 104, 105, 106 points a game.
Yeah.
My only question is, do you think it's too sophisticated to kind of have Frank guard your best perimeter player on the other side of the team and switch everything else? Because sometimes I feel like what happens is, Frank will guard Luka. Luka will just wait for a pick 2 or 3 times till Frank gets off of him, and then he'll work Bobby Portis to death. And we'll lose games like that sometimes because of those switches. Is that out of the question to just, what, Frank, you stay home, play defense on the best perimeter player, everybody else can switch?
Yeah, that's, it's certainly an idea.
That's coach.
It's just tough. It causes, it's just confusion sometimes because let's say, okay, we're switching everything except, only Frank is not switching, but what happens if they run like a stack pick and roll or pick and roll with like a guard and then a big setting it, and then what happens like if a guard switches with Frank first, it's just, there's a lot of different things to think about there. I think they're playing a switch-heavy scheme that the Rockets ran really, really well last season.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I think they... Yeah, I think, it's not a bad idea to certainly maybe say, Frank, you need to just fight through things and, stay on guys as much as you can. But, yeah, it's hard in the NBA, especially with, like you said, the number of ball screens that are set. That's a hard task for Frank to fight through 3 or 4 of them and somehow, stay attached to Luka. So, maybe you think about trapping or blitzing or doing some other things.
They've been doing more lately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't think we have enough trust yet for Frank to stay on one man.
I feel like that's the only thing they trust Frank to do is play defense.
They trust Frank, but everybody else. That's the
you're right about that. They don't trust everybody.
The rest of that help defense.
Right.
Final question. Vince is getting a lot of blame. Do you think that upper management needs to take some of this weight, like the people who are actually picking these players that are actually putting them on the Knicks, like? He's only responsible for actually coaching them and training them, but like the people who actually get them on the team.
Steve Mills.
Do you think like some of this blame needs to fall on them?
Yeah, absolutely. How many, how many coaches ultimately are they going to let Mills and let those guys fire? He's been through a few coaches already, even if he wasn't the main guy in charge. He certainly had a hand in the Phil stuff. He had a hand in
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Tim Hardaway Jr. Hornacek, and now Fizz. He hired all those guys. So ultimately, if you're gonna blame, 4 different head coaches, I think at some point you have to look in the mirror. And like we said, I think Knox. He certainly has some potential, and it's way too soon to give up on him. But I think he's certainly not performed up to that draft status that he had. The guys, the vets and stuff that they signed. It makes sense to kind of have this stopgap year and then see who they keep on the team next year. And I get all that, but yeah, I just I if you asked me before the season with this Knicks roster through 20 games, how many wins would they have? Maybe I would have said 6 or 7. So okay, yeah, maybe Fizz has underperformed a tiny bit, but if you put together a roster that should have won 6 or 7 games, and you think they should have won 14 or 15, the issue is probably you. So I think the front office has not done a good job at all, in my opinion.
I said the same thing the other night. I was like, CP asked me, he was like, "Yo, Jay, how many games do you think they would have won with another coach?" I said 6 or 7. My exact number was 6 or 7. So I know I'm not crazy. People be calling me crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not. All right. You know what? I think for those guys listening who heard all all the terminology, follow him on Twitter. He gives these little quizzes that kind of help you bring up your basketball IQ. So he's a good follow. Scout with Brian. Also follow him on YouTube as well. That is Scout with Brian. He breaks down the Knicks defense pretty well. I mentioned it in an earlier podcast about the intricate way in which the Knicks switch, where they put body contact and then switch off their players. He explains it way better than I did. So definitely check him out on YouTube and on Twitter. I will be putting his information in my YouTube description as well when this video is up. So yeah, anything else, guys? Or
nah, man. Yeah, we good.
Yeah, you know what? Last question. Anything you want to see improve from Fizz? Because I know you think he's a good head coach. You probably feel like, Knicks fans should be patient. You should keep him around. Do you think anything you feel like he should improve?
I would say just maybe, it's hard when you're a bad team and a losing team, but I do think he needs to kind of hammer down a rotation a little bit more. Guys are creatures of habit. My experience in the league was like, guys really want to know exactly how many minutes they're playing, kind of when they're getting in the game, when they're going to be called on. It's hard, when you're still trying to figure out who your 8 or 9 best players are. But, I think maybe just kind of being more consistent with, okay, these are our 9 or 10 guys. This is our starting lineup for the next 5 games at least. And, let guys try to get in a little groove that way. But, yeah, it's I saw people were crushing him even for like Knox's DNP the other day.
Oh no, I was for it.
Yeah,
I was the only one probably for it.
No, but it's impossible because it's like the management clearly is judging Fizz on wins and losses and clearly wants him to win games.
That's exactly what I said.
If he thinks that Knox is not the best guy to win games right now, then that's his motivation, is winning games. It's not player development.
Exactly
so that falls on the front office too. It's about what they're telling him. So
that's exactly what I said. Somebody called to the show and said the exact same word. He said Fizz should hold more people accountable because he doesn't hold people accountable when he do certain things. And I agree with him. He usually doesn't hold the veterans accountable, in my opinion. That's another story. Yeah. And then right after he said that, he goes, Knox should play. And I said, stop right there. Stop it. That's a contradiction. You can't say Fizz should hold people accountable, watch Knox play defense, and then say Knox should play. I'm sorry. You just can't say that out of your mouth. You can't. Knox has to earn it like everybody else.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's a young player, but he's got a lot of, I think, motor questions right now. And when you're shooting like 38% from the field, I know he can shoot threes at times, but if you're not really able to get to the basket or have any sort of in between game, it's hard to people think he's a shooter, but most shooters in the league aren't shooting 37, 38% from the field. So Yeah, but no, I really appreciate you guys having me. I got to run, unfortunately, but thank you very much. I enjoyed the chat for sure.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with us,
Thank you,
man.
guys.
Very informative.
Take care.
Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah.
All right, man.
And it's crazy though because he mentioned the motor thing, and if you remember coming into the draft when Knox was one of the players being drafted, that was one of the questions about a motor.
Yeah, me and you sat right here.
Yeah.
We talked about our concerns with Knox, and it's showing up. It's showing up right now. The motor, the lack of motor, and the space-like attitude. Like he spaces out on defense. He saw it in that the Charlotte game where he just kind of wandered off as his man just casually cuts to the basket. Was it the Charlotte game? No, it's not the Charlotte game. I'm mixing.
I mean, it's been a number of games where it happened. It's hard to pinpoint. Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint one game and be like, you know what?
Pick a game. Any game.
Yeah, any game.
Oh man! All right, that was a good.
Yeah, that was a good conversation.
Good conversation. Yo, shout out to Scott.
Question.
So,
are we being too heavy on Knox?
No.
Okay.
So keep going. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like, it's taking a while for Frank to develop. Knox is having not the same problems as Frank, but like development wise, it's taking him a while to develop as well. Like, are we being too hard on Knox and we're not being?
Nope. because Triz got a DMPs. Dotson's got DMPs.
Yeah.
Facts.
Frank has gotten DMPs.
Facts.
Pretty much every Knicks young player has gotten DMPs except for Knox. So it's like eventually if Knox is not performing the way he's supposed to perform, you have to give him a DMP sooner or later.
Got to. And let's keep this clear too. Knox, he was ahead of the 8-ball because unlike all these other players, like with the exception of Zoe, I'll say Zoe too. Knox had the green light last year. It's not like these problems just showed up this year. These problems were there last season, and he wasn't getting benched. He was playing like 40-something minutes a game. Like he led all rookies in minutes. Yeah. He didn't get off the floor, whether he's playing good defense, bad defense, shooting bad or shooting well. He got to stay on the floor regardless. So you know what? You got your pamper year, right? Yeah. Everybody, no one else on this team got a pamper year.
How long before Randall gets a DMP?
It's probably not. It's not happening.
It's
probably
different.
not.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
That's
different.
crazy. That's crazy.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. It's
Nah,
different.
son.
Because
crazy.
because it's politics. Because it's like
Yeah, man.
it's like when Tim Hardaway Jr. was here.
Exactly.
He was basically
And that's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And you should have put a disclaimer before you said that, because you should have said, I don't personally believe that, but this is how it is, because that's stupid. Like, he's a good player, but he's doing a lot of bad things too. So how comes we don't sit him down and be like, yo, my man's. The same way I'm sitting down the rookies, I gotta sit y'all down too. And if you're gonna sit down Morris, you gotta sit down Randall too.
Yeah, but the thing is that Morris was hurt. That's why he didn't play this game.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
He got hurt. He had back spasms. Yeah, back spasms. And I hear you though. Like, this guy has the highest usage ratio on the team, highest turnover rating on the team, and he's still getting on the minutes. To
Randall's
his credit,
pinky's
though,
broken.
to his credit, I do feel like he's making strides.
Is he?
He is. Like, the shooting is getting better.
Except for those like 2 threes he like airballed today, but that's another.
and a few like shot selections and choices. I seen some choices he made them last 2 games. That wasn't it.
I'm not saying he's perfect.
That wasn't it.
I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm just saying he's better. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Do we want to say better?
Lately.
When I say lately, I mean like lately, like 3 games.
Exactly.
Out of the last 20.
Exactly. Yeah. That kind of lately.
Like, yeah. But we're gonna circle back since we kind of touched on the Knox situation on a burning question, because Knicks fans have been down on Fizdale in general, and I
think we're being too hard on him.
I feel like I kind of. It's funny. There was blame to go all around, and we had an episode we talked about this blame to go all around. There's blame to go with the front office and Fizdale, and I personally feel like the first 10 to 12 games, I did not like the way Fizdale was coaching.
Yes. Rotation suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like ever since Steve Mills and Scott Perry did the little weird conference thing,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like even that game, I felt like he started to coach overall better. You know what I mean? Like, not saying he coached perfect. He still did some dumb things.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like he's done stuff like, have the guards handle the ball a little bit more. Actually scream at the team when they do something stupid.
But should
One
management
or two good out of bounds plays, but then
should management
still
go
4 or
about
5
it like
bad
that,
ones.
Though? That's kind of trash.
What you say
Should management go about it like that though?
about it? Like what?
With a secret conference?
A secret? I mean, there was no secret. They came out and told everybody.
Yeah, it was out of the open like that.
Yeah.
But wasn't it after the fact? It was after the fact, right?
The conference? I mean, I don't know what secret. I mean,
Well, the conference took place when after they got smacked by the Cavs.
Yeah.
Yeah, early in the season.
yeah, that's what I mean. I meant the Cavs, not Chicago. My
Yeah.
bad. I keep missing my C's. But yeah. So I still I feel like Knicks fans are, for good reason, upset. And
Are we?
yeah, look, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out here in these internet streets 3 times a week, talking to Knicks fans live. They are upset.
No. We're definitely upset.
They are
Well,
upset.
Yeah, I mean,
y'all are definitely upset.
Y'all, now you're not a fan no more.
I'm a fan, but I'm not back yet. I'm
Oh,
not
you're not
like
back
fully
yet.
like
mean-
in anger mode, and the holidays are here, so it's gonna take me
I
a while.
mean-
Y'all might see me
The
in
holidays
January.
age is
I mean-
turkey.
I
It's
mean,
still
like
good.
I'm not exactly angry because like I just make sure that when I watch a Knicks game, I go into it knowing that okay, more than likely this is an L. So if it starts to go south, not to be upset, like
Is that
it's
a Scorpio
expected.
thing? Because I be online, I be on,
Same way.
and CB be tight. And he be like, yo, Jay, we just lost by 30. And I be like, yeah.
Yeah, it was expected.
Exactly. He's
Yeah.
like, what do you mean it was expected?
I'm actually happy
Nah,
about
like, I
the close
expected it.
losses now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost to Philly. I'm like,
Like, to be
that ain't
honest,
bad.
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I expect the close losses because when you look at the roster, we don't have finishes on this team.
we don't.
We don't. Like,
Now y'all got Randall.
we have Randall. So
Yeah.
the way we have to do it really is we have to. I don't even know how really you want to talk about the games like that this week. Like the 76ers game, right?
Yeah.
When things was going awry, we gave the ball to RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett made a few good plays in a row. He made us look good. And then he missed the shot. He missed a little jump shot.
And he was a rookie.
But he's a rookie. But that's the thing. If we're going to lose these close games and we don't have a finisher yet,
I'd rather
give it to the projected finisher. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, okay. I'll
You
take
see
it back.
RJ,
Yeah.
projected finisher. Give it to projected
Exactly.
finisher.
Nah, but
Or-
y'all keep giving it to Randall, and then that man do some dumb stuff.
That's the thing. I feel like we've been mixing it up lately.
That man should not have the ball.
Ever since, actually the Celtics game, I felt like he earned the ball a little bit more this week.
And that's because they had Marcus Smart guarding him. That's why.
Exactly. So you had to,
Oh, there was a
exploit
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
mismatch.
Exactly.
So it made sense for him to get the ball.
Which I thought was disrespectful because I was like, I was watching the game and I was like, they really have Marcus Smart guarding this dude one-on-one.
But
Like-
even
I mean, that's why he dropped 26. But
Word.
But even Cantor in the paint was a disadvantage because he doesn't play defense too well, and you can get him.
and that's the other thing, Coach.
That's
Cantor in the game. Pick and roll him, man.
Yeah.
Pick and roll that man.
That
You
man's
had
an
on the
easy
team.
foul.
You know
That
this.
man's an easy foul.
Come on,
But
pick
that
and
dude-
roll
but that
every
dude-
single time.
Hey.
that dude ended up
That's
killing.
2 down.
Yeah, that dude ended up killing us on the boards though.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't. Who we got? We got Mitch.
You do.
Yeah, bitch.
That's it.
You do.
Yeah.
And Mitch.
Cowboys Blitz Mitch, though.
That's it.
He's always
And
had
who
it.
else is crashing the boards?
Oh, we got Taj
Taj and
Randall.
Randall.
Yeah.
All right.
RJ had
That's
7.
still 2.
Yeah.
That's Taj and Randall and Mitch.
Yo, man. All right. You know what?
I'm 5 players. We got 2.
You know what? We're going to circle back. Circle.
Yeah.
I'm back.
All right. So, lately, right, Fizz has not... People have been getting on Fizz for not developing the young players.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys see that? Are we developing the young guys? A lot of people feel like they've taken a step back. I'm not sure if that's a simple question to answer, but what do you feel about that?
I'm gonna be real about it. The only young player I've seen take a step forward is Frank. To be honest about it, that's the only young player I see this season.
I mean, wait, I didn't mean to do that. My bad. Hold on. Yeah, that's how I meant to do Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like I think
And who are we weighing? This is Frank, Knox, RJ.
All the young guys. Frank Knox,
Is Dotson in
yeah,
this?
Dotson.
Dotson.
Okay,
Trier.
maybe Dotson too. Yeah, maybe.
It's like, you know what?
Mitch is taking a step forward.
I feel like Dotson
from
is-
last year.
I wouldn't say that about Mitch. I think.
I mean, in terms of what, foul trouble or?
No, he's been fouling still.
I just think I think Mitch just been stagnant. Like it's not really like night and day from first season to second season. It's kind of like pretty much the same. I think with Mitch.
Yeah, like, okay, so if we were to break down everybody individually, right? Frank is the guy who we say actually developed.
Yeah.
And like we said last week, we feel like we kind of lucked into that because DSJ's stepmother passed.
Yeah.
He was away from the team. Alfred Payton got injured, and Frank was just there. And
Hey, Frank.
we had no chance to play him. But to play him, and then all of a sudden the coach was like, "Oh snap!"
Y'all sent Frank the hey big head text.
Yeah.
Hey, big
That was
head.
exactly what happened. Coach's fist big
Hey,
head.
stranger.
Exactly. So, wanna play small?
You free for a game?
Because yo,
What you doing?
what you doing tonight? You playing point guard?
You remember how to play?
Oh man, but that's what it's like. Dog, we lucked into that. We did. 'Cause
Yeah.
At that point, I felt like, oh, he can do similar things that he was doing in France with the Knicks, and I don't know if Fizz would have seen it if that didn't happen.
Yeah, that is true. Because I'm pretty sure, like, if Alfred Payton and Dennis Smith Jr., like, if they were, like, good this season, like, if Payton never got the injury and if Dennis Smith Jr. never had the family issues, I feel like it would have still probably been Dennis Smith Jr. and Alfred Payton sharing that point guard
That's a fact.
battle
But you
right
don't
now.
think Dennis would have burned and he would have sat him down and
That's the
not
thing.
played?
Dennis was burning, and he was still giving the minutes to Dennis over Frank. That's what made me think like it had to happen this way. Like I said last week, the we want Frank chance. Because Dennis was burning. He was not playing well.
Yeah.
And it was like, why are you playing this dude when he's not playing well? Put Frank in this. At least he can play defense.
Yeah.
And that wasn't happening. So we lucked out on that. Now, as we talking about Mitchell Robinson, that I do feel like there was a portion of the game, like there was a section where I felt like he took a step forward, and then I feel like there's a portion where he said step back. Like I feel like his rebounding has gotten good, but then the fouling, like we were top in the league in offensive rebounds mostly because of Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Right, like he has the highest offensive rebound rate in the NBA, or second highest. But after that, when you're watching him with Embiid and the silly fouls, it just seems like he hasn't learned from that. When DeAndre was here, it seemed like he was slowing down. I feel like maybe DeAndre might have been the right mentor for him.
Yeah, because when DeAndre was here, that's when, like, you saw his game started to step up.
Yeah. His game started to step up. He started slowing down on the hacks, and he was getting fouled out a lot less. And now it just seemed like, I don't know if that... And even his picks. Like, his picks were getting better at the end of last year, too. I feel like he's not picking as good anymore.
Nah, it's kind of like
he's slipping them.
Too quick. Like he just like shows for a bit, then he just runs then he just slips to the basket.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like Taj he sets a pick sometimes like that too, even though he's the best picker. But I don't know. I do feel like DeAndre might have been a better mentor for Mitch. I feel like he's playing better when he was around.
I mean, there's similar players like DeAndre Jordan, Mitch. Like if you have like a player that you see Mitch can probably get to.
Yeah, it is DeAndre.
It's probably
Jordan.
a DeAndre Jordan type.
Yeah, because DeAndre Jordan was a guy who blocked shots, rebounded, and he was like a defensive player of the year type of person. And he relied on his athleticism in his prime to get certain things done. Yeah,
exactly. And then on the pick and roll, when he was running pick and roll with CP3, that was deadly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much dead ringer for Mitch. Like
Yeah.
that's like a young Mitch right there. Mitch is a little bit more gifted athletically than he was in his prime, but yeah, that's dead on. So if we going Frank wins the development vote by default.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do we put that on Fizz? Not really. I don't know.
I mean, unless
You better give Fitz some.
Hmm?
Y'all better give him something.
You think so? You think that's a Fizz win? Frank is a Fizz win?
Yeah.
What do you think Fizz contributes to Frank's development? How?
I mean,
Confidence.
Yeah, because Frank is taking more jumpers now, and he is shooting the ball more. He's driving more to the basket. There was an instance in the Celtics game where I was proud of him, but he didn't succeed. But I was proud of him though, because I don't know if you remember. I think he was guarding Kemba Walker, and Kemba hit him with a mean crossover.
Oh, I saw it.
Kemba got him, and Kemba went to the basket and he got the layup. Then on the next play, Frank went right at Kemba. And I was like, Frank, is that really you?
Yeah, I know.
Is that really you? I was like, what?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of into it too.
Yeah.
Because that reminded that was like, I was like, ooh, that's like a New York. That's like a
Yeah.
you get me, I get
I
you.
know.
Man, oh, you
Yeah.
cross me because Frank hit him with the cross.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what?
But after he hit him with the cross, I think the help defender came and he kind of ran into the defender and they called a charge.
Yeah, they called an
Yeah.
offensive foul. Yeah.
But I was like, I was just happy he crossed him back.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you gonna just cross me, embarrass me.
See, Fitz gets that. Confidence and patience. Confidence and patience. He was patient with Frank. And he kept saying that he was going to develop and we were going to see more from him and he was going to figure out where to put him and how to place him and how to make him play better. So you kind of got to give him that.
All right.
Give that man
Yeah.
something. Give that man his
All right, we'll give him that.
All right,
We'll give him that.
Even though he lucked into it.
He lucked into it.
But once he got...
Sometimes that's how it is.
Once
That's
he
how
got
it
there,
is.
when he was shooting bad, he kept them in the game. Sometimes
That's how it is. I'm gonna take it either way, bruh.
I
That's
mean,
me.
All right.
That's me. If I was Fitz, hey, look at that development there.
All right. One Frank.
That's one player though. What
One
happened to the
player,
rest?
Frank.
He got a 1.5.
One of them playing. Do we put Mitch in the one or
He's
not?
the 0.5.
Is Mitch developed? Yes. To step,
I don't
He's
know.
0.5.
I don't
He's
know.
0.5 for me.
To me, he's stagnant. So to me, it's a 0.
I say he's 0.5 because if he had a DeAndre and he was still playing the way he was playing before, then all right, he's stagnant. But to lose DeAndre and then get Taj as a replacement, you got to give him something. You gotta give him something. He could be way worse. He could have fell like because he could fall like Knox. He could fall like Knox. Knox was here last year and this year, and he's at the point where he's not even playing anymore. At least Mitch is still playing, and at least he's contributing. It's not all good. But it's something.
It's either a negative or it's either
something,
a
and there
draw.
are no real vets to be like, all right, this is how you should be playing. This is how you do it better. Watch
Taj
me.
is a real vet from Brooklyn, man. What you talking about, Kathy?
Fort Greene.
Brooklyn Zoo. Shame on you if you step up. Come on, Kathy.
Don't give that man that.
Don't
Give that. Don't give that man that. Don't give that man that. Don't give that man that. Don't play the New York card like don't play the New York card like that man from New York. Yo, he's from Brooklyn. You know how to play. Play better.
He's from Brooklyn.
Play better, Josh. Play better then. Nah, son. Don't give that man that. No, he's a good player. I would like for him to stay. He's slowly growing on me for this team. But nah, man. Between him and DeAndre, no, man. I'm not giving him that. No.
All right, I'll give Mitch 0.1.
Thank you. Give him some. I'll take 0.1. 1.1. That's fine. That's fine.
So
But
you
give him
counting
something.
Frank and Mitch? You're counting Frank
He
and
didn't
Mitch.
slowly.
Slight.
If he was way worse, not worse, way worse than last year.
There's still time.
There's still time.
I mean, you know what? We're jumping the gun. There's still time for everybody.
It's still a whole season. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you got to get the kinks out, and it's going to take a lot of fouls.
But you know what though? Maybe I'll give him a 0.05. This is why.
Take that 0.5 out of here.
Because
I'm gonna say it right now.
No, because I've been doing, I was doing the stats. We're gonna get into it later in the show where we're gonna compare last year's Knicks and this year's Knicks. Yeah. And I just happened to stumble across some stats.
Should we call this trash off?
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Last year he had DeAndre. This year he doesn't.
It don't matter. He needs to retain information.
But still.
But y'all said it too. Like DeAndre was helped in Mitch getting better, and now you don't have that. That's like you going to school without your tutor now, man. You still gonna do good. You're not gonna do as good
You
as
gotta
if you
fly
had your
now,
tutor.
though, Mitch. You gotta fly,
Son, it's not the same. It's not the same.
But I'm just gonna get to this stat right quick, and I just happened to stumble across it. Like I didn't even mean to look for that. I just stumbled across it.
Accidental stats and facts, man.
For the month of November, this is why I give Frank. Frank should really get a 1.5, honestly, because for the month of November, Frank is leading the team in assists, steals, and blocks per game. And this is why I give Mitch a 0.05 because he should be leading the team in blocks for the whole month. But it's Frank leading the team in blocks for the whole month.
Frank got long hands.
But he's
Mitch
a
don't got
guard.
long hands?
But he's a guard.
Now we expect some of that from Frank. His defense is good.
But that should be Mitch though. I mean, Mitch still leads the team overall in blocks per game, but still for a month that should be Mitch every month.
He got to stay on the floor.
Yeah, that
Son,
that
because
too.
y'all not even holding Randall and your vets to that same energy, man. Get out of here with
Yes, we
that.
are.
Yes, we are. Well, yeah. Have you been watching the episode?
No, he sleeps. She was
That's what I'm saying. Like,
She on the boat.
I be
Y'all
damn.
be hard on y'all rookies,
I
and
be
y'all don't give
damn.
y'all vets that same energy,
I
man.
be damn. We call Randall no handle Randall.
No handle Randall,
Oh, y'all got a name now.
Yeah.
We on every week at 3 on SoundCloud.
It's a lot to catch up on, Jay.
Yeah.
It's a lot to catch up.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot going on in these streets.
Yeah.
Nah, we don't be giving the
There's a lot of media going on in these
We
streets.
played Randall last week.
Yeah, I'll say this though. Like the only veteran who has not probably caught the smoke like that is Marcus Morris. He's like the only veteran that hasn't caught the smoke like that
Marcus
yet.
Morris, exactly.
Y'all won't
Leading the
smoke
league in
them.
3-pointers, Marcus
Y'all won't
Morris.
smoke them. Y'all won't sit them out. Y'all are holding hands. But y'all flaming. Y'all rookies. It's crazy in these streets, man.
Oh my god.
Yo,
Yo,
that's what
where's the propaganda coming from? It's
That's
not
what
even
I'm saying,
I'm
yo.
dying on this ledge.
No.
She's just making up stuff.
It's alright though. It's alright though because the watchers know the truth though. The watchers know the truth
watchers
though.
know the truth.
That's what I'm saying. The watchers know the truth.
Watching.
We listening. We got more time to record. We gonna see what y'all do.
Yeah.
You got what did you give him a point zero?
Before this false news was spread.
Yeah.
No, the thing is when y'all wrong, y'all don't like to say y'all wrong, so it's cool.
I say we say
gave
wrong all the time.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
You gave Mitch what 0.05?
Yeah, 0.05 improvement.
0.05.
Yes.
I don't think he improved. I'm sorry. I don't think he improved.
And we're not even getting to like Knox,
I feel like he digressed a little
Trier,
bit.
and all the rest of the guys
now let's
too.
go to Knox. Let's go to Knox.
I mean, we know that's a no. We know both of them are a no.
Yo, here's the thing. Knox. Like, I felt like Knox had a good first 7-8 games.
Yeah.
I was like, his
Because he can
passing,
shoot.
his passing got better.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Passing got better. And you can
Stuff he-
shoot.
Things he wasn't really doing last year. Like, he wasn't hitting those guys open in the corner. He wasn't doing that last year, man. He seemed a little bit more decisive on the offensive end. Like, he's shooting quicker. He's making quicker decisions. I like that about him as well. In the beginning of the season, the defense was a lot... He seemed better.
Yeah, because he's not the focal point no more.
Yeah. But the last 4 or 5 games... I know he's made the news as the guy who's, not developing. But I actually felt like Knox showed more to his game this year than last year, even though it's not consistent. You know what I mean? So to be honest with you,
he's a better shooter too. Like there were times early in the season where I was like, when that 3-point went up, and I was like, yo, it looks good. A lot of times when Knox shot it.
to be honest with you, like I feel like Knox actually took a step forward in
He did.
general, but took a step back recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he added the passing to his game. He seems like this 3-point shot is coming around. I don't know what it is at this point. I know at one point it was at 40. I don't think it's that high anymore. But the defense has to get better.
Yeah.
I think he responded today versus the Celtics, because, like you said, like you heard us say before, I was definitely for benching Knox. And I think he responded by playing a lot better defense. I seen him got two blocks
Yeah,
today,
2
I
blocks.
think.
Yeah, 2 blocks.
He challenged a lot of shots. He definitely was a way more alert. He had to start this today because Marcus Morris was out.
Mm-hmm.
So against everybody else's vote, probably shocker, I actually vote Knox.
So
actually,
what he gets like a 0.2?
I feel like he gets I feel like Mitch regressed a little bit, and I feel like Knox got better a little bit.
Okay. So let's all right. So let's add up the math. So Frank is so Frank is like a 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
Then Mitch is like a 0.05. So that's 1.55. and then Knox like a 0.2. So like a 1.75. So it's like 175% improvement.
I'm not a math guy, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
I trust you to add it.
Yeah, I trust you.
This ain't money, so.
You was the one the accountant. You was an accountant. Was you an accountant?
Yeah.
I mean, I did major in finance and
All right, KLT.
Yeah.
undergrad.
Yeah.
This is you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, yeah. So, and the thing is, that doesn't. And when I say this, I don't mean Mitch's impact. Knox's impact is bigger than Mitch. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying as far as who's improved.
Hmm.
So think of that. I'm not saying Knox is better than Mitch or more impactful, but I feel like Knox has improved a little bit this season so far. Even though he's taking a step back,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully he'll take a step forward.
Yeah, just a comparison improvement. Like if those are the only 2 players going up for the most improved player, it would go to Knox.
Right. It's like if I start out at a 90 and Knox starts out at a 70, Mitch is the 90, right? Knox is the 70. Mitch doesn't get as good, so he goes down to an 88. But he didn't improve. Knox goes up to a 72. He improved. You see what I'm saying? But still, Mitch is higher than Knox. You get what I'm saying? You get the math. Stop looking at me like that. You understand? You get it.
Yeah, I hear you, Coppin, please.
Coppin, please. Hold that drunk facts. Just facts.
Justify yourself.
That's dropping facts.
It's all good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even though me personally, I would say even if Mitch was a 90, he's still at a 90 this season. Like for me, it's not a negative or a positive. It's just as a stagnant. Stagnant.
Like I want to see better picks and stuff from him. That's for me. Like stuff like that, the small stuff. Cause he has small stuff to improve, and he hasn't taken a jump shot all season.
Yeah, and he'd be practicing them and practicing all that too. So
like that's something I really wanted to see him. Just take a 15-footer when they have you, when they're leaving you open. Because there's times where they just be 5-on-4, and they're just leaving you open. Like I seen him one time drive to the basket and try to take advantage of it. I need to see more of that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Trier is a wash.
Lonzo.
It's just defense with Trier, like because Trier can still put it up. It's just we need him to play defense consistently. That's the thing with Trier.
That's definitely it. And it's like not even once you're not playing game, that's you lost that. You can all say he's not being developed right now. Dennis Smith Jr. is hard to gauge, man. That's the one that's hard to gauge to me. That's the one that's hard to gauge to me.
Let Kathy go first because I feel like she has something to say. I feel like she has something to say.
And we you with the judge face. I see now.
I mean, he hasn't really developed. Yeah,
you can't really argue that.
I gave him the easy one.
He hasn't really developed.
I mean, what has
But I'm interested to see what you have to say.
Of course, you want to see what Look who's coughing.
No.
Look, with everything that happened with DSJ, it's hard to really gauge him, man. Like, he had a really good game today versus the Celtics. It's probably the best DSJ we've seen him
this season, yeah.
What'd he drop? What'd he do? 17?
Yeah, I think it was 17.
17 and 7?
Yeah, I think it was 17 he dropped.
Yeah, but this is the best we've seen him, and he seemed a lot more comfortable. You see hints of the jump shot, but it's still not where it should be. So, it's a wash from DSJ. I can't really say. I seen one game. I seen one game out of how many?
Yeah.
10? Yeah, I can't say we developed DSJ. I can't say that. No.
Nah. Then your boy Free Dot.
Free Dot see, this is another thing, man. Like Dot he's been injured all summer, so he doesn't have time. You can't really work on your game when you're injured. But I like what he's showing right now. He's right now. What I'm seeing is last year Dot, like the end of the year Dot from last season when he's hitting the threes and playing defense, because that's what he was doing last season at a high clip. So I'll say Dot. I'll keep that there.
Yeah, and I think the fact that he's actually holding down a spot in the rotation, to me, I see that as a positive.
Yeah.
So to me, it's So to
trying
me,
to get that man some burn.
Yeah, so to me, it's like just the fact that he's been able to hold down a spot in the rotation. I see that as improvement. So
all right.
So to me, it's like he gets a slight improvement, like probably like another point. He got to be higher than Knox, so like 0.3.
Okay, all right. So Dot, Frank, Knox improved.
Yeah, I mean, if he keeps on regressing, that 0.2 is going to drop to like 0.1 and then eventually 0.
Yeah.
So he better step it back up again. Yeah.
Did not improve. Trier, DSJ,
Mitch.
That's 3 and 3. That's half.
Yeah. Okay, so the coaching staff gets like half credit, like
exactly. Yeah, but you're supposed to have a development staff here. You're supposed to develop these guys. So this is supposed to be what you guys do. They have Pat Sullivan, you know what I'm saying, Keith Smart. All these guys supposed to be good at this. So we want to see some development from these guys. But granted, people, we gotta be a little bit patient though, because
how patient?
No, not a little bit, a lot patient, because a lot of these guys are still
a lot patient with who?
The kids. Mm-hmm. The kids, they're all 19, 20, 21 years old. Like they're 5 and 6 years away from being the best basketball player they can be. Yeah. They have a lot of time, and we got smacked by the Raptors recently.
But we don't have that time.
No, it's New York. Fans aren't patient.
I mean,
and I get it.
You know what it is? I think it's more so when you see other rookies.
Yeah.
That are like balling, and it's like, damn, why can't our rookies be like these rookies? That's more so what it is. It's not that we don't have the patience. It's just that.
Yes, it is. It's both.
Nah, man, it's the potential. Like, damn.
Yeah, we can't. I don't know what it is. It's like we can't luck out, because it's like, because I feel like the way the Knicks are going right now, I just feel like the only way the Knicks is going to get this black cat off them is if they go into the draft and they nail it. Like they get a potential superstar.
I heard somebody say that the Warriors were gonna come up in the draft.
They are. They're trash this season. They are.
They're trash this season with a whole bunch of rookies, and they're still not even losing that bad. Which is
But
the thing.
But and I had a friend who actually mentioned this too, because he was saying that, you know, the Warriors have nobodies and they're still losing, but they're not losing that bad. But I'm saying, but the difference between them and us is you have your Steph Curry, you have your Klay Thompson, you have Draymond, and even if they're not playing for you, they're still with you. They're still talking to you, and they can coach you through. The Knicks do not have that. Who do we have? We have Randall Morris.
Yeah.
Patrick
Taj.
Taj. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same. It's not the same when those guys can go into the games with you every day, and even if they're not playing, it's like, yo, they can say to you, like, yo, do this and this and this and this instead.
Yeah.
They can work with you during practice. Like, that's what the difference is.
Yeah, and then people be laughing at me because I'm like, yo, Warriors are just trash this season. Because I'm like, yo, next season when Steph come back, Klay come back, then you got Draymond. You got D'Lo, and then they're gonna possibly get like a top 5 pick.
Yeah, that's not fair.
I'm be super Aggie. I hate it when like it's so funny how like everybody ranks on the Knicks, and we're supposed to be like, we're the easy targets when we lose. But like when the Lakers were losing last season and the Warriors are losing this season, it's like they can fade the black and they can go quiet or whatever like that. And then when they're back to being good, it's like, oh my God, these people were so amazing. But with us, it's just like, yo, damn, let us be bad in silence.
That's the thing.
Let us be bad in silence,
that's the benefit.
yo.
That's the thing about being in New York. You don't have the benefit of being bad in silence.
Which is why people need to stop, like, which to me, in my opinion, is like, yo, it's easy to target us because we're losing, but it's hard, but like, you got to give us some credit to like still stick through all of these losses and still be fans and still push through and still be like, yo, we're gonna win. Like, you got to give us some kind of credit. You got to give us some kind of credit.
Look at the Raptors, yo. Look at the Raptors. The Raptors smacked us without Kyle Lowry, without Kawhi Leonard. They smacked us with a bunch of dudes they got from the G League and polished up 3 and 4 years later. So If Siakam was on the Knicks year one, fans would be like, "Ooh, trade him,
Yeah.
trade him." Year one,
Mhm.
and now he's over here smacking.
Yeah.
Like-
but this is the point I was trying to get to though. Like with the draft and everything, like like if the Knicks are gonna get the black cat off him, they need to like luck out in the draft. And it's like, yo, when they draft a player, it's like, yo, that guy's it. Because I like RJ Barrett. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if RJ Barrett's gonna be that superstar player that's gonna get the Knicks over the top.
He's not
like,
gonna be a 1 or a 2.
like I feel like he'll probably be like on a championship team.
Right.
Probably he's gonna develop into like maybe a nice number 2 option.
That
You know what
jump
I'm saying?
shot is
But-
going to determine a lot, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a 3 or 4 on championship team to me. He won't be a 1 or a 2. He'll
But
be a good 3,
Yeah.
third man.
And then this is what I'm talking about because, like, for example, like Ja Morant. I seen that dude play on the Grizzlies. I'm like, yo, like when you look at Morant play, like, yeah, he's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like again, Luka Doncic last season, you were like, yeah, this dude is it.
Yeah.
Then look what he's doing in his second season. The dude's a beast.
Yeah. I think RJ, even if that shot doesn't come, but his confidence comes, and he's like even more confident than he is this year, I think he'll be that guy. I think he can be that guy. The
Yeah.
shot
Chance,
has,
man.
the shot
There's
has
a
to
chance.
develop, but like, I
Yeah.
mean, look at Ben Simmons. He ain't got a shot.
Even
Oh.
even the
There's that. See, guy don't like ugly.
yeah, exactly.
I'm still standing on it though. Look at Ben
Yeah,
Simmons.
yeah.
Look at Ben.
Yeah, get off those. Don't stand there. Don't stand
RJ
there.
can be our Ben. He can be our Ben. I mean, I want him to shoot better, but I mean, at the same time too, if he doesn't, I mean,
And it's
and he does all the other things, I'm
and not
cool
even
with
just
it.
shooting, even his finishing, because even we talked about this on the show too about things you worried about with RJ Barrett. His finishing was a big issue. He was not good at finishing when he was with Duke, and he was seemed like he was above average the first 3 or 4 games. He was finishing through contact like nothing, but now it seems like he's regressed. So even if he just starts to finish better, finish better, hit free throws.
Yeah.
Hit free throws.
Hit free, yo, because he gets to the line so easy. I feel like if he just finishes better, hit free throws. Forget a jump shot. That'd be great if he hit a jump shot. Finish better, hit free throws.
I just want him to play. I have no expectations on him for this season. I just want him to play, see what he could do, and then next season I'll be like, all right, do this.
Yeah, but next season's draft is going to be key because
Yes.
there's a lot of good ballers coming through in the draft. Like you got LaMelo Ball, you got
Yeah.
Cole Anthony, you got Wiseman,
When
got
you said good ballers coming through, and then
No,
you said LaMelo.
no, that kid's a
And then
beast.
you said
That kid's a
LaMelo.
beast. Yo, that kid,
No, no.
that kid dropped 2 straight triple doubles
Don't be
in a
another-
pro league.
Don't be another person trying to add to that.
Yo,
I hear
don't.
y'all.
you gonna be sleeping. Watch.
Don't sleep,
You
yo.
don't
I hear
sleep. You
y'all.
gonna be sleeping. Watch.
I'm sleeping. I'm dying on that ledge. That's a ledge I'm dying on with my blanket and my
All
pillow.
right, watch. Watch. He's gonna be the best ball brother. Watch. That kid's a
Yes.
beast.
Yeah.
Yes,
That kid is a beast.
I agree with you on that. Do I necessarily want him on
Yeah.
the Knicks? I'm not sure about that.
Damn. That was low key a shot.
It's,
at all.
yeah. He's gonna be good. Do I particularly want him on the Knicks? I'm not sure. I want him. I want to be proven wrong about that though.
Nah.
I want to eat my words.
This
on
kid
that.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards though.
Oh yeah, for Georgia. Yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, this kid's a
Anthony
beast too.
Edwards, nah.
I have nothing against him.
I'm gonna
LaMelo
send
kid,
you.
though.
I'm gonna send you that Anthony Edwards. He
Yeah,
dropped
he's a
30
beast too, yeah.
37 points.
So-
I'll
so-
take Anthony. I'll take
so-
Anthony
so-
for
so
3
I-
blocks.
so I-
I'm not sure about Melo.
So I feel like, yo, if the Knicks get anywhere within the top 5, Knicks might potentially get a superstar player. Potentially.
Yeah, because
I'm
this
cool with
draft
that.
is
It's deep.
this draft is deep.
I'm cool with that, and I'm cool, and I feel like that'll help attract. And I mean, if management doesn't keep doing dumb stuff, and Dolan can shut up, like it's a lot of key pieces. Like I feel like we can attract a max because Brooklyn's not gonna do what everybody expects Brooklyn to do. The Lakers have clearly done what we expected the Lakers to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The East is slowly looking better. I feel like there's hope for us.
And you know what too? I don't know what RJ's gonna be. Like I'm not gonna say he's definitively gonna be like an all-star for us or whatever, but he has a chance.
I
Yeah,
mean, but
definitely.
he's just looking good. He's just looking good for us. Zion is out. You know,
Yeah.
don't work
Yeah.
out for us. Sorry, Zion.
He has a chance because he does so many other
Yeah.
things. Like he
And that's what we
impacts-
wanted him to
yeah,
do. That's
like,
what we wanted him to do.
He's such an all-around game.
Yeah.
He can drop dimes when he wants to. He can rebound when he wants to. He's the defense. The one thing that I didn't see coming was his defense being
Yeah.
as good as it is.
Yeah,
I give him a
defense-
lot of credit for being a good defender in his rookie year.
But even though you said you don't like the way, like, he needs to work on finishing, I appreciate the fact that he actually, like, cuts to the basket.
He's the only one.
Yeah, I appreciate that he's aggressive and he goes into the paint. I appreciate that he can break down the defense because he did that to Kemba and Cantor today.
Exactly.
I mean, but Cantor don't really count, so I mean.
Yeah, Cantor don't count for no defense. Like, I can do that to Cantor.
Yeah. So, but I mean, still, give it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's wrap that whole conversation up.
What's the percentage?
Half and half.
Yeah.
Half and half on development, I guess.
Yeah, half and half.
Half and half. And development, it's very incremental. There hasn't been big steps so far. The biggest step maybe from Frank. But he still has
Which is great because we needed a return on Frank.
We did.
We invested a lot, yo. We
did.
needed a return on Frank. It's good to see him playing well.
Yeah, he did. I'm glad he's starting to play well. Like, he had, like, even the losses, like, he had, like, a 13, what was that, 11, 13 point. He's starting to hit double figures a little more easier.
Yeah.
He's not thinking as much.
He's actually taking the shots. He's confident.
Watch next year.
Year 4.
Year 4. Watch.
And that's going to be a contract year for him, too, because I think that's going to be the last year in this contract.
So that man got to play good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That man better play good, damn it. We invested too much in you. You better play well, and we better keep you, because I'll be damned if you play well, and then we send you somewhere else, and it's just like the same Knicks. Yo, he would do so well in the Knicks, in a Spurs system.
Everybody keeps saying that, and it's
Yo, he would.
disgust me.
But I'm wondering sometimes, like, isn't it just best for us to just play fundamental basketball? Like, isn't it better, like, all these plays that all the other teams are playing, that's cute and all, but we are not technically there yet. Like, we can't do a lot of things that the other teams are playing. So doesn't it make just sense to just start with fundamentals? And I mean, it starts with defense, but, like, play-wise, too. Because I've seen, like, Randall do some dumb stuff, and even though y'all want to cop please for that, man.
We do not cop please. We do not cop please for Randall.
Fake news, yo.
We don't cop please for no Randall, yo.
I'm on my Trump stuff. Fake news. Don't be fake.
He took a free throw, right? He took
don't-
a free throw in the Raptors. I don't know if it was the Raptors game or it wasn't the Celtics game. It was either the Raptors game or the game before that one, where he took a free throw and he missed it on purpose to get the rebound.
That was Fizz's fault. Bruh. He called that dumb play.
That was dumb.
That was dumb.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, bro, just make the shot.
That's
like,
Fizz's
Yeah,
fault.
but
That's
Fizz-
Fizz's
but-
fault.
yeah,
But that's what I'm
Fizz.
saying. Like, instead of trying to play like the Wizards or running the same plays like all these other NBA teams are playing, like, let's play like the Spurs. Let's do some Spurs stuff. Let's play regular fundamental basketball.
No. I mean, yes.
I mean, yeah.
But we don't have a Spurs coach. We
That-
have a
that-
Pat Riley tree coach.
and we don't got Spurs players.
Exactly. Except for Frank. Maybe.
Yeah.
Do Spurs players have Spurs players? They don't either, but they have a Spurs coach.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
it's still,
I mean,
they still beat
Spurs.
us.
Yeah, Spurs kind of trashed this season.
Yeah,
so.
but they still beat us.
Yeah, but you can never count them out. It don't matter how bad they
Word.
play.
Yeah, we still bad. Which brings us to our next question. This is I'm gonna call this part of the talk the trash off. I'm debating whether to name this episode trash off or not. Trash off 2019. Okay,
It could be.
could be, man. Ryan, Kathy,
Yes.
let me know. Knicks have only won 4 wins so far. 2019-2020 season. Last year, 2018-2019 season, I think, how many games did we win?
Well, according to my statistics, but these are just the first 19 games. This is not including the Celtics game. But if you want to include the Celtics game, win loss wise, the Knicks last season, 18-19 Knicks won 6 games at the 20 game mark.
Oh,
While
so 4-6 right now. 4-6.
we've won 2 less games than last season at this point.
Ain't nothing to really be mad about then.
Yeah, and then if you want to look at statistics, even though they don't say the whole story, but they tell part of the story.
Okay.
18-19 Knicks at the 19 game mark average 108.6 points per game on the offense.
108.6. Wait a minute. So, I think this year we averaged, like 104?
This season at the 19 game mark, the Knicks are averaging 101.4 points a game.
Bruh.
That is a 7-point drop off from last season. Defense. 18-19 Knicks we're giving up 114.6 points per game, which is terrible.
That was bad. At least I know we did better this year on the defensive end.
1920 Knicks are giving up 109.2 points per game.
All right.
It's an improvement,
All
but
right,
it's still
all
pretty
right.
high.
I don't want. It's not like a. It's not that.
Yeah, definitely not an O, but
But at the same time, too, is it? I mean, are we taking into consideration the roster that we had last year and this year?
I mean, if you wanna compare, like last season, we did have more scorers on the squad. Like we did have Hardaway Jr., we had Trey Burke,
That man.
Enes Kanter, guys where on any given
Yeah, man,
night,
so, like-
they can drop like 20
So,
plus.
like, even though-
And you know who else we had?
Moody.
Your man Moods played a
If you
little better
really
last
think
year.
about
Yeah.
why our offense is stagnant right now,
Yeah.
and why our pace is.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a 2-game difference, right? And
Moutier's those 2 game difference. Listen, man. Listen.
it's a 2-game difference, and we're playing with a bunch of rookies.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't too bad when you look at it.
If you
Like
look-
if you really look at it, like the numbers. I mean, numbers don't lie.
But yo, is the starting
Yeah.
5 Dotson,
Yeah,
Tim Hardaway Jr.,
Right,
Frank
right,
Ntilikina, Robinson, and Noah Vonleh?
right. That's your
That was the
starting
starting 5
five.
in Game 6.
I mean, if
So we could do that with a bunch of rookies. Imagine if we had like some key players. Like,
Yeah, but the point is that like this Knicks team is supposed to be better than last season, but yet
Was
they
it
won
supposed to
two.
be?
Yes. And yet
Yes.
they won 2 less games than last
Everybody
season's
said
team.
that it was gonna be better than last season's.
that's
team.
because that's because we have hope.
Not even.
Like we have hope and we expect it. But if we were really truly trying to be honest with ourselves, was this team supposed to be better?
Yes, because we had hope. Yes, but we also had better 3-point shooters, and we also had Randall, who has a higher ceiling than anybody else we had last year. And we have
Y'all put that man
Marcus
on too much of a
Morris.
pedestal. That's the problem.
No, it's
I
not.
can't. I can't.
I mean, based on his stats last year in New Orleans, you would think like,
A guy comes in with averaging 21 and 8.
yeah.
Who on the team was averaging 21 and 8 last year?
Was he averaging right now?
Well, he's averaging less than 21 a game. He's averaging more rebounds though. He's averaging like
Yeah.
9 rebounds
And
a game.
he
but-
was on the Pelicans.
yeah, they had AD and.
Yeah. Oh.
But
Okay, you know what?
let me. All right.
He's averaging right now 16 points a game at 9 rebounds a game. I will say, his last 10 games, though, 18 points a game, 8 rebounds a game, and shooting a lot better from 3, 33%. So he's kind of rounding into his season averages. 45% from the field, though, still not high enough, but
Yeah.
it's climbing.
The point differential, though, this is what really got to me. 18-19 Knicks, which was supposed to be a worse team. At this point of the season, their point differential was -6. This year's Knicks, the point differential at the same point, -7.8. So it shows that the Knicks are getting smacked more often than this season than they were last season at this point of the season.
How is this possible?
We got rookies.
We
No,
have
veterans. That's the thing. The thing is, we have veterans. You know what it
I
is?
can't call them veterans.
You know, what are you calling
I
them?
can't call Morris and
Morris.
really?
No,
The dude is 30. What are you? The dude is 30.
You didn't rough that guy. I'm sorry.
That dude is 30.
Yeah, but
That
I
dude's
mean,
a grown ass man.
He is a
Marcus
grown-ass
Morris
man.
is leading the league in 3-point shooting. Number 1.
I can't call him a vet.
You see, I almost used the N word on camera, yo. Like, yo, that dude is 30.
Come on.
He is 30. He is 30.
Yo.
I'm sorry. It's you know what? Our vets are not consistent. So me calling them vets is like, damn, I can't. Y'all are too inconsistent for me.
Marcus Morris is the only consistent vet we have, really.
Yeah, typically, yeah.
I feel like everybody else is.
Inconsistent.
Yes. Consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
Let's just get back into this trash talk. Before Kathy insulted me. And Marcus Morris, who people want to trade, but I don't want to trade.
I mean, Knicks might end up having to trade him because it's like,
Why?
yo,
Why trade a man who plays offense and defense and shoots the 3 and has been a leader for the team?
Yeah, the
He's
Knicks.
the only thing working.
Yeah. The Knicks are 4-16.
Word, but can we build around that? Damn, can we keep something that works for once? Can we keep a new? Can we trade Morris? I mean not trade Morris. Trade Randall. Trade Portis. Maybe not even Randall. Trade Portis. Trade Peyton. Trade somebody else. Ellington. Bullock.
I mean, yeah, Book not even playing, so I mean, he might as well.
Somebody.
Maybe we can get him for cash considerations.
Maybe Trier.
Oh damn, Trier's on a trade market.
I don't know. We have Dotson here. We have guys who have a motor. Who play team defense.
So we gonna trade Knox? Knox ain't got no motor.
I don't know. But he's not up for re-up.
Yeah, that is true. We still got another year.
Yeah, he still got another year to figure out what he could be. Trier might dip.
Hold on, he's staying home.
Trier might dip. Anyway, back to this trash off conversation. So what do you think is the big... It's funny because we should be better this year, but the biggest thing I'm seeing right now is just chemistry issues, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like, one big thing is the Elfrid Payton thing. Elfrid Payton being out, I know it might not seem like a big deal, but that's a decent... that's a decent chunk of the point guard, figuring out that point guard position.
Mm-hmm.
And having a guy who can make the right play.
Frank would be a good point off the bench, too.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe. I mean...
And I know I'm projecting into the future a little bit.
Project. Go ahead.
But I was saying, like, if the Knicks do end up drafting one of the guards out the draft, like Cole Anthony, LaMelo Ball, or RJ Hampton, like, I think those guys are projected top 3 at the point guard position. Yeah. Like, I could see a potential lineup where, like, the Knicks could maybe go small and have, like, one of those guys and then have RJ and Frank start in the backcourt and have Frank kind of like a defensive stopper, hopefully 3-and-D type play if he can get his 3-point percentage up. Or you could have a situation where it's like RJ Barrett and that dude starts in the backcourt, then you have a solid point guard off the bench like Frank coming in.
Nah, I feel you. I mean, those guys are all 6'7". They can switch. I like their defense. Something like that could definitely work. I can see that. This draft is gonna be important, man.
Yeah, it is.
But I don't know. It's still maddening to me that it seems like we have much more proven talent. Because if you put our last year's top 5 against this year, right? Like Moutier versus Frank. Moutier versus Frank, right? Tim Hardaway Jr. versus... Why she made that face? Why she made that face? Kathy's face is killing me, right? Oh my god! Yo,
Oh, man.
Moutier versus Frank. Who you got?
I mean, Moutier, he can score the rock, but at this moment I would take Frank.
I'd take Frank.
Last year's Moutier versus this year's Frank.
Yeah, Frank will put the clamps on him. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Defense always wins.
Yeah.
That's true. Last year's Tim
Hardaway versus...
Yo, I can't with your face.
What, RJ Barrett?
Tim Hardaway Jr. versus RJ Barrett.
That's the matchup.
That's
the matchup.
I mean, shooting guard versus shooting guard.
Shooting guard versus shooting guard. Tim Hardaway Jr. versus RJ Barrett.
I'm picking Barrett, yo.
I'm still debating if that's the matchup.
We doing guard for guard, shooting guard for shooting guard.
Okay.
That was our starting guard, shooting guard last year.
No. Yeah, I got
so
it.
Barrett versus... I'm going to go Barrett. Barrett is locking down Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim Hardaway Jr. can't shoot for nothing. Yeah, I feel like they shoot around the same shooting percentage as a rookie.
Yeah. And the thing is that Tim Hardaway Jr. can't guard, so I think RJ Barrett would work him. So,
but they both draw a lot of fouls too. That's the other thing. Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah, but
Tim Hardaway Jr. actually hits his foul shots.
Yeah,
that
true.
might be the.
But I mean, in RJ's defense, he's still green.
Yeah, well, yeah.
What's Timmy's
the foul line?
What's Timmy's
After 6 years, he's still green.
Yeah, he's still.
After 6 years, he's green. Your 30-year-olds are vets. I don't know where this scale is because it tips in y'all favor every time.
But Marcus Morris, he's not green though.
Marcus, no. Once we get to Marcus
No.
Morris, you're gonna have to step down. Once you reach the Marcus Morris stats, you're gonna have to step
30,
down.
Yeah,
that
you gonna have to step
that
down.
dude, that dude's a
30
vet.
is your vet.
That dude's a vet.
And that is a real
6
vet too.
years
He's not a
is
vet
still
in the name.
green.
That's because Tim Hardaway Jr. has not shown
y'all
any real
scared.
improvement.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
He hasn't
stats.
shown any real
Y'all
improvement.
scales.
Yo, Tim Hardaway. Here you go. Maybe Tim Hardaway Jr. stats when he was with the Knicks. 19 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
This is with us.
This is us last season before he got traded. 19 points a game, 0.9 steals, 2.7 assists. Let's see. 42% from 2-point percentage. 34% from 3. 38% field goal percentage in general. Pretty bad.
What's he averaging in dollars?
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
12.9 points a game.
Well, he's coming off the bench, so.
Yeah, he's coming off a bench. Still shooting, field goal percentage still trash, 41%.
See what I'm talking about? Still green.
Still green. Versus RJ Barrett. I gotta find RJ Barrett stats though.
6 years and we green still.
Yep.
I mean, you might have
He's
to,
not.
you might
He's
have to give the
He's
you might have
technically
to give the
yellow.
Timmy.
He's yellow. Like if this was a traffic light, right?
Uh-huh.
Green would be the rookie.
Uh-huh.
Yellow would be Timmy. Red would be Morris.
RJ Barrett, 15 points a game, shooting 41% from the field.
I mean, okay. Tim Hardaway was averaging 4 points more when he was with us, shooting the same percentage.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Tim Hardaway Jr.'s been in the league for like 5 years, while RJ Barrett is a rookie.
Yeah. Nah, but the thing
This
is, as a rookie,
this scale.
the thing is,
Nah, y'all said Timmy's still green. Timmy green, yo.
now Timmy is still green. Yo, the thing is, I feel like if RJ Barrett is hitting his free throws, I think he'd win cleanly.
Mm-hmm.
Because Timmy Hardaway Jr. shot 38% from the field last season. RJ right now is at 41% right now. Like right now. So right now he's shooting a higher percentage than Tim Hardaway Jr. right now.
And that's a rookie. He's supposed to be green.
And that's a rookie. And so I mean, next matchup.
So wait, Knox started at small forward, right?
Marcus Morris versus Knox.
Marcus Morris.
Marcus Morris.
Marcus versus who?
Knox.
Kevin Knox. Oh, he's a vet. What happened?
Yeah, what happened to the energy?
What happened to the energy, yo? What's this
Nah, because y'all scales is uneven.
Yeah,
yo.
y'all scales
Y'all
is
scales
uneven.
is uneven.
Nah, the scale is real.
No.
Scale is
definitely
real.
Uneven.
You don't want to hear that.
The scale's real.
Nah.
You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear the. You don't want to hear this.
Nah, I can't plead.
Cop plea. Nah, you cop plea. Men lie when lies, numbers don't. You
Yeah.
cop plea.
So we have power forward right now, right?
Yeah, powerful.
What's that Randall versus Vonleh? Or
Yeah.
I like Vonleh.
I like Vonleh too.
yeah, I like Von. Yeah.
Taking Vonleh.
I mean,
I'm taking Vonleh. Dying on that.
Yo,
line.
you know the funny thing is, if you squint,
Your Vonleh look like Randall.
if you really squint,
Hey.
Vonleh is like a Dollar Tree Julius Randle, but better defense.
Cheaper. The man saved
But
this
better
money.
defense though.
The
Like
man saved us money.
yeah.
Same enthusiasm.
Vonleh is
So he's a good value Randall.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's your Bobby's Randall.
Vonleh is Randle with better defense.
He's your Bobby's.
Vonleh is Randle with better defense, yo.
Yeah.
He is.
Vonleh is Bobby's.
He is.
Yeah.
But he's not offensively talented as Randle. But I felt like he was trying to figure that out.
So that means Randall got to be like Target or like
Target what?
he's either Target or
He's Target
Walmart.
version of Zion.
Yeah.
Target or Walmart.
He's Target version of Zion.
or what's in between that? Because
See, you got Target,
in
you got
between?
Walmart.
Yeah.
Who's in between?
Oh, Dwayne Reed?
Nah, Dwayne Reed for rich people.
What?
Yeah, Dwayne Reed kind of expensive. They
Yeah.
never have nothing on sale.
Yeah.
Like CVS always got some stuff on
Oh,
sale.
CVS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rite Aid got some stuff on sale. Dwayne Reed, not really.
Yeah.
Ooh, so what's the levels? Oh no, so he would technically be Dwayne Reed. He wouldn't be Target.
Cantor
Randall?
versus Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Randall's expensive.
He'd be a
He
Dwayne Reed.
cost us $21 million a year. So yeah,
Yeah.
Randall would be the Dwayne Reed.
Cantor versus Taj.
That's the hard one. That's been the hardest one since.
Yeah, because I mean, Taj plays defense, but then Cantor gives you more on the offensive end. I think Cantor gives you more rebounding too. So
I'm not even thinking about skill set. I'm thinking, I like Taj being quiet, but I liked Cantor Ryan.
Taj wins because Cantor don't shut up.
I like Cantor riding for us. Y'all figure out the rest.
Figure out the rest.
I'm thinking, personality-wise, who do I want? Do I want the quiet player who does his job, or do I want the loud man?
I'm taking Taj.
You taking Taj?
Why do we suck so much if we have all these players who better than everybody last year?
I mean,
Because they got to figure out how to play together.
Taj can't even play more than 15 minutes.
Because they don't trust each other.
Older.
That's more so it. I don't think it's skill level. I think it's more so trust. There's no trust.
Yeah, that's where it really is.
They
When it
don't
comes
trust
down
each
to
other.
It, there's no trust. There's no closer, and there's people in our team right now who are doing things that they're not accustomed to doing. So even though we have a bigger ceiling than last year's team, a taller ceiling, we haven't really reached our.
I feel like everybody might think they too
Potential.
good too. You know how like you have to lose a part of yourself to like play with other people? Like Russ has to like take a piece of his game
Yeah,
and to be able to play with Harden. I feel like these players have to do that.
yeah.
Like they have to figure out like, yeah, I'm great at doing this or whatever like that, but that's not what my team necessarily needs. Like,
Sacrifice.
yeah. And I feel like they won't be able to trust each other until they sacrifice. Like there's no one sacrificing. There's no sacrifice.
No, you're
It's
right.
just everyone trying to like show up and show out and play, which is what we need at the same time too. But I think we need a little sacrifice too.
Yeah.
And the difference the other years was that we had somebody who was like building team morale or like getting the team together, like beyond just like playing for the Knicks, is more so like brothers. Like that's the one thing you can look at LeBron and say like that's dope that he does. Like he actually brings the team together, because before you can like actually play together as a team, like as people, you have to like bang with the person that you're next to. You have to actually really like deal with them. And I think we don't have that. And I think we need that first. They have to build that first.
I think the Knicks players, I think they get along with one another. It's just that I feel like, and I think, I forgot where this was mentioned, but they were saying that the issue with the Knicks is that like they have a bunch of guys on short contracts, so it's kind of like the guys are playing for their contracts next season. So there's not gonna.
Morris is definitely playing for his contract.
Well, yeah.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Or he's playing for his next team.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Here the thing is, the two biggest culprits when it comes to like who's being selfish is probably Morris and Randall, right?
But Randall got a 3-year contract though, so I mean
Exactly. So that's just in
He
you,
ain't
bro.
going nowhere.
Yeah.
That's just in you. That's just something you gotta get out.
That's even more reason for him to probably be like, all right, y'all, look. And y'all calling him the vet. It's
He's like
more
a-
so for him to gather
you
the
know-
team. Like, gather the team and, like, put some confidence into your rookies. Maintain the confidence between your vets. And, like, we don't have any of that. We just have a bunch of players playing.
He's
That's
a young
all.
vet, though. That's the other thing. He's a young vet.
Oh, now he's a young vet?
He is a young vet.
Look, you need to justify this scale. That you
All right.
this is crazy.
Where's it Let me paint the picture for you.
6
There
years is
is
still what?
the
What's
scale-
the scale? The scale is crazy.
No.
Age
No.
versus NBA experience, Kathy.
All right, talk to me. Talk to me in layman's terms, because I'm dumb.
All right, layman.
I'm dumb. Are you
got it?
dumb?
You got it?
I am.
Alright.
I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I don't get it.
It goes like this. Okay, Randall.
Listen, y'all. This the scale. This the scale.
Okay, because I mean, technically speaking, if you're into your second year, you're considered a vet because you've played more than 1 year. You're not a rookie anymore.
Technically speaking.
But of course you got.
I would say 3. I would say third year, because them first 2 years in the All-Star
Yeah.
game, you're still you
still
can be a
kind of
rookie.
yeah.
No, but
Third year, yeah.
I'm talking NBA terms. Like
No, man.
like
still
once
NBA terms, because for the rookie game, it's the first 2 years. They're still rookies.
they call them sophomores. But,
Yeah, but so you still fresh.
But you're not a rookie anymore. Though. Once you get past that first year, technically.
He's not a vet. They're not a vet second
I
year,
know,
though.
but I'm talking technical
But that's
terms.
what I'm saying.
Though.
I'm saying
Like technically, it's
the
a vet.
third year you're in the clear. The third year you're in the clear. You're no longer a rookie. The first 2 years you still.
I'm kind of with Kathy on this one.
No, but I'm talking technical terms though. Like once you get past your first season, you're not a rookie anymore. You're considered a vet, unless you're like Ben Simmons.
You're
where
not considered a vet though.
Unless like Ben Simmons, where it's like you were out your whole first year, then you play your second year, then it's like okay, you're a rookie because you sat out your whole rookie year. But I'm just saying, like technical terms,
Right.
second year is vet.
Say in my mind though, I feel like fourth year is like.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, now you're approaching. I'm a vet in the league.
Yeah.
You gotta find a middle
But-
term for these
yeah,
players.
yeah,
'cause
But
they
you
can't
can
be
still
vets.
be young. Because the thing, because if you're drafted into the league when you're 19, 20, and then you're in the league, or even 18, and then you're in the league 4 years,
yeah.
now you're 22.
Yeah.
So if you're 22 and you're a vet, technically you're a vet because you've been in the league 4 years. You're a young
Yeah.
vet. So you're still.
I don't know
So
because
you
then,
have-
then your LeBron's defined like LeBron is the like he was a young vet too and he was still balling.
But
And he's an old vet now. And he's still
Yeah.
balling.
Understand you're
He's
taking
still-
one of the greatest basketball players in NBA history and using it as an example
Exactly.
for other.
Yeah.
Think about all the 22-year-olds you know today. and their maturity level in the NBA, and then
Who's
the
think
dude
about
from the Celtics
if they
who's,
can lead a team.
What's his name?
Which young dude?
Wait.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, let me find it.
Tatum.
Continue. Tatum.
Okay.
So yeah,
Because he's 21.
continue.
He's
Yeah.
21, but he
Continue.
went to college for what, a year, 2 years?
Yeah, and Tatum would be considered a vet, even though he's young, because he's been in the NBA 3 seasons.
Can we find a middle ground to these young vets?
Young vets.
These 4 to
Young vets.
these 4 to 10 year for 1 to 4 is rookie. 4 to 10 gotta
No,
be
I'm not.
something
No, no,
else.
I'm not calling no
For
guy.
the-
I'm not calling no guy who's been in the year 3 years a rookie. No.
All right, 3 to what is a young vet? 3 to how many years? 3 to how many years do you got to do before you become a young vet?
I would
To
say.
to still be considered a young vet. 3 to 6.
I feel like-
3 to 7.
I think age is a factor too.
Yeah, that's
but
what I'm saying. That's the thing.
I don't think age is a factor because what's that guy on the Lakers who was balling at a late age? He had a nice little spurt for 2 games.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, man. Let's take age out of this.
But you can't take. You can't do that. You can't take the special
no, because
case.
everybody does. But then
Well, you're
everybody
taking the
doesn't-
outlier. The guy's
everybody
97
doesn't
years
develop
old. He's the
same
only one to do it. And they
But-
gotta make
but-
it
but
against
no.
everybody else.
All right, so look at Steph Curry. It took him a while to blossom. Where do you put him on this? I know he's a vet now in terms of age and years in the league, but I mean, it took him a while to be who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think.
And that's why he's young.
No,
He's a young vet.
no.
Young vet, exactly.
No.
We going off of
I feel
NBA
like-
years. We going off of it has to be
It's NBA years
It has
and
to be-
age.
Nah,
it
I
has to
don't.
be
I don't. I
years.
don't.
No,
I
it
don't.
has
I
to
don't
be
think
years
so.
in the league.
I don't
That's
think
the
so
scale.
because
It
has to
because
be
I
years
feel
in
like
the
I
league.
feel like a 3-year vet at 22 years old is different from a 3-year vet who's
That's the
25
new-
years old.
but that's the-
Exactly.
But at the same time, too, that's the new NBA. There's still a lot of guys from the old NBA where it doesn't factor like that. Like your Taj.
Okay, you know what it is? You know what it is?
But
Like your
Todd-
Taj doesn't fall in that.
When it comes to
Yeah,
this,
but-
Chris Paul and the rest of
yeah,
them.
because
like,
because they're old ass vets. That's why.
when it comes to this,
LeBron.
when it comes to
they're old
this,
ass vets.
when it comes-
But then they still have to be measured on this scale.
When it
that's
comes
what
to
I'm
this Knicks
saying.
team-
this scale needs to somehow.
When it comes
we
to
need to
this
figure
team-
out this
But of
scale because this
course,
scale needs
when
to
it
be
comes to
even.
this- when
But
it comes to
of
this
course they're gonna be on the same damn scale. They've all been in the NBA 10+ years.
When it comes to this team, though,
Edson.
when it comes to this team, Julius Randle is a young vet because he is under the age of 26, right? 26 is considered your prime in the NBA, right? 26,
Yeah,
and
bro.
26 is NBA prime now?
26, 27. Yeah, like your prime
Yeah.
is probably 26 to 30. Is your NBA prime. 26 to 30.
And that's considering everyone's going into the league at.
at a young age because it's supposed to be when your mind and your body are kind of aligned, like
Which is the
it's
funny thing
usually
because
25 26
which is another conversation by itself because it's just like if we have to wait for that, why are you playing in the NBA?
because you have the talent to play in the NBA.
yeah, it's talent.
It's talent, man. You gotta group
Quote
talent.
unquote. But I mean, you're not ready. But at the same time too, you're not ready.
Yeah, but
Which is another conversation by itself.
when did you start
Because
doing video? Were you ready when you first started?
Not every player's the
Then why do you
same
need
though.
a job then?
Nah, I was
Just don't-
ready.
just-
I was ready.
Okay.
I was ready, baby. You stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I was ready. All I was looking
mean-
for was opportunity. That was it more than anything. I mean, but at the same time, too, these guys are getting the opportunity and they're still blowing it. But again, that's another conversation.
I mean, to look at it this way, like the scale isn't going to be completely balanced just for the simple fact that you got.
sound like the Grammys.
But I'm just saying that the scale's not going to be. All right, so I'm just saying that the scale's not going to be completely balanced because you got players that enter the NBA at different ages and this and that. So I mean,
Well, we need to figure out this scale. We got to figure it out.
because I mean, like a rookie at 19 is not going to be the same as a rookie at 21 years old, 22 years old. You
And
know what
Randall
I'm
right
saying?
now is
So,
learning to be a number one option. He's never done that before. So that's another thing you have to put on the scale.
Yeah.
I don't completely disagree with y'all, but we're going to table this and revisit this when we figure out a proper measurement system.
Okay.
I got my stick ready.
Okay. So next episode, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna break it down.
All right,
I'm
break it
gonna
down.
think about it.
Inconsistent.
All right.
You have a graph.
Yeah.
Please.
Graph.
Please.
Yeah.
Conclusion.
I'll be
Because
here.
this is all
I'll
about.
be here. Edson will be back.
This is supposed to be the trash sauce, right? That was the trash sauce. We got into the whole.
I can let y'all do that. I can let y'all do that.
Let us be, okay?
I can let y'all do that.
Who won the trash sauce?
18-19 Knicks.
Winner. They were better.
Yeah.
Even though y'all picked more current players, I feel like you're homers. That's fine.
We gotta put
They
this
had a
up
better
on
record
social.
last
We
year.
gotta see. We gotta see. We gotta put this up on social media. This needs to be a poll.
Yeah.
Who was better?
Who's better?
Yeah.
So,
At least in the early part of the season, because we gotta remember, because last year's Knicks also went on like a huge like losing streak, and then they just fell off the freaking map. So
Yeah.
you have to
But
take
I
that
feel
into
like there's
consideration
too
as
much
well.
to. I'm. You guys say this year. I say
No, I said
last year.
no. I
You
said
said
last year's
year.
Knicks is better.
Okay, but statistics wise, it says this year.
No, statistics wise it says last year's Knicks.
Oh, it says so. Wait, so who won this
Last year's Knicks.
trash Olympics?
Yeah.
Last year.
last
Last
year's
year's
Knicks. Even
Knicks.
though
Okay.
technically you guys have
Yeah,
picked more players
through
this
20
year.
games anyway. Through 20 games.
More players. I picked more them on with the matchups. Y'all picked this year's players, but last year's players has a better record. So technically,
Yeah.
they're better.
All right. Let's put this up on social.
We will.
Yeah.
All right, we ain't talking about no games.
No.
Yeah.
You know what though? You know what it is time
Weird.
for? Oh, time for that.
Yeah. Ooh, it's in the bros.
Yeah, we lost all the games. Screw that.
Yeah.
We already gave game breakdowns.
We gave half game breakdowns.
Yeah,
Game
partially.
Y'all
game
know what
break.
happens. We lost.
Yeah, we lost.
L's.
I'm gonna
Made
give
some bad decisions.
I'm gonna give one breakdown. Okay, there's only been 2 types of games this year. Knicks got blown out. That was the Raptors game.
Yeah.
Or the Knicks fought and lost the game in the fourth quarter. Those are every other game. All the rest. That's the only 2 ways we won. We lost the season. There was no middle ground. We either
Yeah.
got blown out or we lost in the fourth quarter within the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Boom. And the last game you saw was the Celtics game. And when you watch this Bucks game, the Bucks game is gonna be. Knicks are playing the Bucks tomorrow on Monday.
Yeah. Monday.
And we're either gonna get blown out or we're gonna lose by 5.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Push the ball.
Yes.
So, Ooh picks for those of you who don't know, top plays of the week, best plays of the week. We kind of describe them in the most colorful fashion we can. And I don't know if there's that many Ooh picks this week because
Nah, I'm keeping it very limited because the Knicks are pretty much trash.
trash
So.
this week. So yeah, you know what? Go ahead, Ryan.
So my lone ooh pick is Knicks and Celtics. I forgot who shot the 3 for the Celtics, but he missed, and Mitch was fighting for the rebound. The ball ended up in R.J. Barrett's hands.
Okay.
R.J. Barrett started to run the fast break. He passed the ball to Dotson.
Good decision.
Yes, Barrett was streaking down the court. He called for the ball. Dotson saw him, so Dotson threw it up. R.J. Barrett caught it. Bang.
RJ Barrett good for the poster.
Yes.
I feel like you put the RJ Barrett, thing two weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Some RJ love.
Yes.
Kathy, any Ooh picks for you?
I had one. It is always not as descriptive,
Okay.
but it was a.
Now you gotta get colorful. One eye. You can't be colorful in your commentary and come in here with these dry picks. Nah, you gotta put some sauce on it.
This was against the Sixers. It was Dennis Smith did a nice little drive, finish to the basket.
Okay.
He had a left hand. I think he switched it to his left hand.
Okay.
And he was in the air.
All right. In the
It was
air.
like it was a left hand finish in the air,
Okay.
and he drew a foul right after. I don't know. I think it was like the second quarter. Second quarter. I don't remember when it happened. I'm old. Look, that's my ooh. Ooh.
It's like
I'm going to work on my ooh.
it's
I'm gonna
like
work on my ooh. I got my bruh. I
got
got my bruh.
the bruh.
Bruh's ready. The ooh, not so much.
yo, it's like she's saying that she's old, but we're older. So what does that make us?
My bad.
I don't know, Kathy. We need to help you. We need intervention for
I will
you.
be next week. I will have a better descriptive
Yes,
ooh.
descriptive ooh.
I will write it
I
out
want excitement.
with colors.
Yes.
Okay.
Practice
Colors. It will have
Color
words
crayons.
and colors.
Yes.
All the colors.
Yes.
All the
Alright.
colors.
Thank you.
That's because see you the kid in the class who scores too high, and then the teacher got a grade on the curve for the rest of us. But your score is way still too high.
Don't blame your slacker ass on Ryan.
It's both of y'all.
I mean,
because I brought one, but it wasn't good enough because it wasn't okay.
I mean-
I didn't write my workout. Okay.
my GPA was pretty high in college, so I'm not.
See the problem? See the problem? I got the answer. I just couldn't show my math.
Yeah, show your math.
It's kids like y'all that make it hard for me.
It's all right. Go ahead, no smart kids.
Yeah.
Nerds rule the world. All right. Anyway, my ooh is also that Sixers game, and I'm gonna give my guy Randall some love. So I'm gonna give my guy Randall some love. No reaction that time. All right, cool. So Randall has the ball, top of the key, and you know what? They decide to do a little pick and roll action, but there was no real. So Frank picks off Randall's man. Randall's like, "Ooh, a free lane. Yeah, I'm gonna might as well take advantage of it. Take advantage of this." Runs down the lane, full speed. Realizes, oh, no one's picking me up still. Goes even faster. Jumps in the air. Dunks it mad hard
Boom shakalaka!
Hammer.
for the easy 2 points. Colors.
That's how it's done.
Facts. No, she texting.
You said Randall. Took it out after that.
Damn. It's a band. All right, you know what? It's time for the bruh picks now, man.
Yeah.
Bruh picks are the worst plays or just, bad stuff that happened during the week. We just expose it, we talk about it, and we give you that bruh. Yo, I do have a bruh pick. I don't remember who did it. I just saw a stupid clip and I thought it was hilarious.
Damn.
What? It's, damn it.
I mean, I got 3 here, but I don't think it's what you're referring to, though.
Okay, so the game today, I think a Celtic player grabs the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to save it from going out of bounds, but he tries to do something like surreal,
yeah, actually, that was one of my bro picks. I know what you refer to. That was one of my bro
Do you
picks.
remember the player?
Yes.
Who was the player?
Robert Williams on the Celtics.
Robert Williams from the Celtics catches the ball. He saves the ball from going out of bounds, but then decides in the middle of trying to save the ball, I'm gonna just be fancy and there's some little oopsie doo behind the back pass.
Yep.
To a teammate who was kind of running in the same path. Only he misses the teammate completely, gives it to Todd Gibson.
Yeah, while he was on the floor, too.
who brings it up for the slam,
Boom shakalaka!
which is nice for the Knicks, but ends up being a for the Celtics.
Yeah.
I stole one.
Yeah. It don't matter. I still got 2 more, though.
That's all right. 2 in the cut. All right, Kathy.
Oh,
Got any bro picks?
I got one, but it's not basketball related.
It's all
Life
good.
bros.
Life bros.
You good for life bros?
Yes, consistently. My life bro goes to Little Fizz.
Wait a minute.
Oh, man.
For Marion. Go ahead, kid.
Yeah. Wait. Omarion, fellow Scorpio.
I aspire to be that level of petty for the 2020.
Hey, come, join us. Join Scorpio level petty. It's nice here.
I aspire to be that calculated.
We're tactical, you know what I
Word.
mean?
Bro,
We only save it for the grittiest and the nastiest and the grimiest of grime, though. You
Yeah.
don't do that to just anybody.
What better way?
Yeah, but go ahead.
But
Explain.
ooh, Lil Fizz, you get a bruh. Cause there's no way you saw that coming, but the way your mans did you, the way you did him was dirty.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the way he did you was well deserved. But bruh.
Yeah, explain what they did.
To make a long story short, Lil Fizz is in a relationship with Omarion's baby mother. Omarion's going on tour for the second time.
And who's Little Fizz for people who don't know
Little
who he
Fizz
is?
is a member of his group B2K.
Mm-hmm.
This year they went on tour. They went on a Millennium tour, which I went to, which was actually really good.
Okay.
And
Bum, bum,
next
bum.
year they're doing another. They're doing another leg of that same Millennial tour. But this year B2K is not on that tour,
Oh, really?
and he announced it on Little Fizz's birthday.
Actually, that's an ooh pig. That's swag.
Lil Fizz,
Well, bruh for you,
you should have apologized to that man.
Yep.
You should have
Apologize.
apologized. In the year of social media, you should have apologized to that man
I'm sorry.
and kept his name out your mouth as a man.
I'm sorry. There is no apology for wifing my baby mother.
Yeah.
No apologies.
Exactly.
I do not accept your apology. Get away from her.
Not while you're alive. Like
Wow.
if
Alive?
you were if you were hypothetically speaking dead and gone, it'd be okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
No, she's off limits forever.
Okay.
Why are you looking?
Even if
Right.
she's unhappy.
If we boys, you're not supposed to go to. You're not supposed to go after my baby
Nah,
moms.
That's
Yeah, it's
cold.
like
Nah,
nah,
you're not supposed to do that.
nah, it's violation.
Violation. Shot clock. Yeah, even if I'm dead, why you look? So you was looking the whole time I was alive?
Exactly. Exactly.
You scoping?
Exactly.
You scoping?
Possibly.
Nah, son, get outside the family.
While I make this money, watch my kids.
Exactly.
Word.
Oh, word. Bow Wow, sing your part now. Go ahead, Ryan.
So my first bro pick goes to Joel Embiid
Oh.
because against the Raptors, you know, I'm gonna give a bit of a background story. Game 7 last year of the Eastern Conference semifinals. The Raptors and Sixers went against each other, and they were playing in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi Leonard hit a last-second jumper, and your man Joel Embiid was crying in the back.
Oh.
You know, because he was like, "Damn, man, I was so close to going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then this guy Kawhi hits a game-winning jump on my squad, and this and that." So now he returns to Toronto. You would think Joel Embiid would have that thought in his mind, and he would go off on the Raptors, and instead he goes off for 0 points on 0 of 11 shooting from the field.
Bruh.
How'd that man manage to do that?
I have no idea.
Wow. You gotta step up, man. That does not bode well for you guys. I thought there was actually. I picked I picked not the Raptors. I picked the 76ers to do some damage this season, possibly make it to the finals. But
Yeah.
I don't know the way the Knicks were in the game with them. I don't even know if I can stand by that.
I mean, I think Sixers still got the most talent possibly in the East, but
I don't know if they fit together well, man.
yeah.
I might still go Raptors.
I don't know. For me, the Bucks.
Or
yeah,
Bucks.
Bucks look really
Yeah,
good
or
right
Bucks
now.
too, yeah.
My second bruh goes to Patrick Patterson of the Los Angeles Clippers because I don't know if y'all were paying attention. This is kind of like a life, bruh. Because this ain't basketball now. He plays basketball, but this ain't basketball related.
Okay.
So he posted a picture of him and his wife on IG. I don't know, they had an anniversary or maybe they just got married, something like that. So,
Sorry, go ahead.
so Patrick Patterson's wife is white. And somebody left a comment on his post and he was saying something along the lines of like, you know, white women only want you because you got money, you know, why you're not dating, you know, one of your black queens, something along those lines.
Racial.
And Patrick Patterson, he felt away, obviously.
Oh Lord.
He responded to him,
Uh-oh.
and he said something along the lines of, "You want me to marry a bulldog and be unhappy for the rest of my life?"
Bruh. Bruh.
I was so shocked I hit the wrong button, but I was like, my thing was waiting on top of the bro button. I was like, what?
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
That's
basically-
whose man's is this?
So basically, he referred to black women as bulldogs.
Whose man's is this?
Yeah.
That's not a bro.
Oh, I seen everybody going crazy on Twitter over that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was it's unnecessary to address that, man.
I feel
As
like
a black woman, like
yeah.
I can't say it here, but I mean,
Self-explanatory.
like you good, beloved, and at the same time too, like who you like. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, certain things certain things you just gotta let ride.
Yeah, you like who you
Exactly.
like. There's nothing better than a black woman.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
What's better than a black woman?
I
Name
mean,
it.
that's why I got me one. I mean,
So as a black woman, I'll take it from here, right?
Okay.
As a black woman, there is no need to address that man. You like who you like, sir, and that's good. But the others try to be just like us. So what's
Yeah.
but
Mike drop?
my thing is, don't even address that, yo. Just let that, because there's certain things, especially on social media,
Exactly.
you can't really win that race battle on social media.
Yeah.
You just gotta let that.
Exactly. It's like
So you gotta ask who hurt you.
Yeah, exactly.
Who hurt you, King?
Hurt you, yeah. You just gotta let that one.
Who hurt
Yeah.
you?
Let that one roll off.
Cause
That's a lose-lose.
Yeah, because to me it's
That's a
like
lose-lose.
Because to me it's like, yo, you a random person on IG. Like, why am I going to respond to you? Like, I picked the wife I chose to marry. I'm happy.
I'm happy. That's
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
That's
Keep it
who I
moving.
like. To say
Yeah.
anything other than that, you corny.
yeah.
Yeah.
And who are you again? What's his name?
Patrick
No,
Patterson.
no. That was a rhetorical question.
Oh well.
Bruh.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
And anything else?
Take that L. That's all I'm saying.
Take that. Yeah, take that out.
Take that L.
That's it.
That's it.
All right.
Those were good.
And that is all we have for our show today. We do play the Bucks. I know we have a crazy schedule, man. What's the schedule?
A lot
All
of
right.
losses.
More than likely.
LLL.
More than likely, but I'm gonna check the schedule right quick. Let me see.
The Bucks back to back.
Back.
Oh
God.
my god. If it can load.
So listen, guys.
Okay, so
Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball.
RJ Hampton.
We have a bright future. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? We have a bright future because we're gonna have more help coming next season. That's all I gotta say.
So
about that.
here's the schedule right quick. Knicks versus the 17-3 Bucks tomorrow, Monday.
God bless.
Then the Knicks versus the 13-4 Nuggets
Yep.
on
Yeah.
Thursday.
Oof.
And then on Saturday, the Knicks against the 12-7 Pacers.
Yeah.
All right. Tough week.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week with more topics to talk about.
Yeah.
And if we win a game next week, I promise you guys we're gonna start this episode so lit.
Yeah.
This episode, oh man. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to go because we break
Yeah.
today. So we can find IG time, man. Where can they find you, Miss Black Girl Magic?
_ Kathy Steele, KathySteele. I'm there.
Cool. She's there. You can find me at JLS Draws Things. That's JELLIS Draws Things because I draw things. That's what I do. Jude Merce and all, the sites and all
Something
that
light.
stuff. Something light. I work down there. Get that Ninja P shirt.
Yeah.
Also got this Knox tee right there.
Yeah.
Even though I was talking smack about Knox, I still believe in you.
Yeah.
You just gotta cook, man.
Yeah, just second season.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got
second
time.
season.
He got time.
Yeah. Second year vet.
Yeah.
I'm trolling. Anyway. Where can I find you, sir?
You can find me at Sir G is chilling.
Sir G is chilling.
SIRG is CHILLIN, and check out the blog post because we got a pretty cool group right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
Ken,
hoping.
Brendan. Yeah. Hold y'all. Shout out to hold on. Yeah, shout out to Ken and shout out to Brendan. Y'all holding down the blog spot. My guy's getting together. He's about to drop some fire later. And more
Yes.
people was kind of hitting us up on the right. So
Yeah.
And shout out to potential people I'm gonna be working with in the future. Just stuff is bubbling. We'll see what happens. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, and what I was just wanted to say is that I'm hoping that I can add to the strength eventually
yes.
and make that blog team even stronger.
Look at you.
Avengers.
See, the Knicks need to be like you.
I wish they could, but
Yes.
yeah,
You just want to add to the team.
Just add.
yeah.
Take him assist.
Yeah,
I've
word.
been trolling y'all all episode.
I know.
I'm gonna stop.
It's all good. It's all good.
I actually need your trolling energy.
It's kind of like when she's here, brings out the best in us because she gets us riled up.
That's
and then
cute. That's real cute.
No,
That's
it's
real
true.
cute, Ryan.
Nah, it's true though. It's actually true.
Brings out
Yeah.
the best.
I actually like it
Yeah.
better when you're here.
It brings out the best in y'all.
Actually, that's
so
why I get
cute.
mad.
That is so cute.
This is why we can't give people compliments.
I know, right?
Do we be on the best in you, Kathy?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. All right. That is our show. Catch us on Dash Radio
I was
on
like-
Wednesdays. YouTube.com/Nick Show. And also the Nick Top Show on Instagram.
Everywhere.
Nick Top Show on Facebook. The KLT Show on Twitter. Nick Top
Everywhere.
Show on
Follow, listen, like, subscribe.
our website. Go ahead, Ryan.
Share.
All I was going to say is I was about this close about taking that compliment back, but she saved herself for the last second. So like, I'll just leave it out there.
All right, yo, that is out of here. That is our show. Yeah, that's it. It's a wrap.
Peace, Ryan.
Oh, peace. Yeah.
But all about it when they ever come. Say again, bright lights, big city. Bright lights, big city. Gonna do what I'm supposed to do. Represent for my New York City crew. Say again, bright lights, big city. Bright lights, big city. New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.